my channel, my channel, my content. My channel, my content. My channel, my content. Take it away, Austin.
Happy Monday.
What's up, everyone?
Sorry we're late.
It almost wasn't.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you know how we changed over to the new format. As you can tell, we're on the old format. Good old Earl here, as you can see in the background, or not in the background, but on screen. Hi, Earl.
How's it going, guys?
Good, man. He was awesome through the whole process. Yesterday, he called me, and we got him set up, and that was a little bit of a challenge. And then today, it's like, don't worry, Earl, I'll call you. We'll have this up and running in no time. And then I try to get it up and running, and I couldn't bring our pictures on because it's a new platform. We never tested it. So when all else fails, rip everything out of the new computer, shove it back in the old, and here we are. So how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good. How about y'all?
Oh, we're doing great. Little cold up here, but
Well, you're in a tank top.
I'm not talking about in here, the
No,
studio.
it's pretty warm in here.
Yeah, I know. I was gonna say.
I'm talking about up here in Canada.
Oh, true.
Don't forget, he's in Texas, man.
Yeah,
What's the
Oh, it gets
temperature?
cold.
it gets
here,
pretty.
too.
It gets cold there.
It
Not as
snowed
cold
last
as-
week here, so
Yeah, for the first time in what, 13 years or something?
It snowed last year.
actually it was about 5 years.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's
yeah,
crazy.
It was pretty nasty for us.
No, but if anyone doesn't know, this is Earl Jones from Lone Star Reptiles, LSR for short.
Absolutely.
You know, imagine you instead of doing like reptiles, you put like dinosaurs. You'd be LSD.
You can do dogs. Why dinosaurs?
Well, I don't know because he's doing reptiles and stuff, and he's I don't know.
Yeah.
See what
You would go there.
Dinosaurs.
Well, no, I mean my brain's around reptiles and stuff. You know what I mean? And the closest thing to what I like is dinosaurs.
That'd be pretty cool.
Snakes and reptiles and lizards, iguanas,
And
and
I'm pretty sure there's spots in Texas that you could look for fossils too.
Oh, absolutely. We've got
see?
several
See?
places right here.
see. So I'm not that far off, Austin. It sounded like a stupid thing after I said it, but hey,
That's fossils, not
he's-
dinosaurs.
I saved you.
But it came. I mean, it's still related. So another thing, I think this is the first time I've ever seen you, because we talk a lot over the phone, but when I see you're in videos or out and about, when people are taking pics and posting them on social media, I've never seen you without your hat.
Yeah, this is probably the first time anybody's seen me bald.
Oh man.
Nice.
Yeah, so it's like, wow. This is the bald, the bald side and the guys with hair over on the other side.
It's usually the younger breeders, I guess. I guess over time we just lose our hair eventually.
It doesn't take long.
All the stress.
Doesn't take long.
The funniest part is when somebody comes to my house and I answer the gate without a hat on, and they say, "Is Earl here?"
Oh man.
Yes,
Oh my God, really?
Like, I'm
How
over
many
here.
times does that happen?
several times.
Oh, no.
Is Earl here?
Yeah,
What do you
it's
do,
kinda
just
hard
chuckle?
to disguise the face, but the hat,
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, thanks everybody for putting up with us, and I'm panicking. I'm like, Earl, I gotta cut you off. I gotta start all over. I gotta put this new one in. I'm hanging up. I'm trying to dial Chris, saying, hey buddy, can you put? I can't do this because I'm trying to put another computer together. Can you text people and stuff? He's like, yeah, I'll just put it on the live. I'm like, dude, we're not even that far. We can't even put it up because we're not even up.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, so I had to jump onto your Discord, my Discord, just let everybody know who I could get in touch with.
yeah. So, but we're here, and I'm glad to have you. I wanted you on a while back, and it was just conflicting. Your Mondays and my Mondays are always open, but I'm glad to finally get you on here, which is awesome.
Man, it's good to be here, man.
We got a super chat. Take it away, Austin.
High Desert Pythons. I was on the phone with Earl for an hour the other day. That conversation alone made me a better breeder. Thanks, brother.
Oh, cool. Anton from High Desert Pythons.
Thank you so much.
That's awesome. So,
He's a good guy.
oh yeah,
Solid
definitely.
dude, yep.
Well, even if he wasn't, you can't really say it because he's so big, he'll break you. You know what I mean? You just have to like a guy like that, no matter what, because, you know, he is awesome. But even if he wasn't, you sort of had to like him because he'll break you. So
I'm big, but I'm big in another way. It's just fat. So.
oh, my God. Oh, here's the Texas jokes coming in. Don't worry, there's going to be lots, I guarantee it. So here's another one from Ball Reputation.
What's up, Earl? Had to leave my shop early. Couldn't miss this.
Oh, cool.
Nice.
Yeah, I actually mentored him, and he's a really nice guy. Started out with his son, actually, and then I started mentoring him as well. And, you know, the long-distance mentorships are kind of tough, but I actually flew his son out to our house, and he interned here for 15 days. And we sent him back. I got a real funny story with that kid. So we had a bunch of golden tegu sitting here, and he says, "Does it hurt when they bite?" And I said, "Well, I don't know. Stick your finger in there and find out."
So he did?
He's got a crooked knuckle now.
Oh, Jesus.
Damn.
Amazing.
Yeah, they hurt like hell.
Yeah, tegus are. It was full grown too, right?
No, they were babies.
Oh no.
Oh, dude, if it was full grown,
no.
he'd be walking around like, you know,
Missing a finger.
Missing a
call
finger.
him 2 finger, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
no doubt.
They really hurt when they bite.
They
I
do.
had never been bit by a baby, so I didn't know.
Learning experience for everybody.
No,
I guarantee
it, it hurts. Like they don't even let go either. So.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
That's awesome.
That's crazy.
No, that's really cool.
I don't know if it's awesome for the guy that got bit, but
No, it's awesome,
awesome
that
to
he
watch.
came out. No, it's not awesome. What's awesome to learn? What's awesome? Well, what is awesome about it is now that I won't be sticking my finger with baby tegus.
Yeah.
So I've learned. Well, maybe.
Well,
I don't know.
We've got to be really close with that whole family. I mean, they actually drove out here once and come and visited us, and we took them out to. We got a place called Fossil Rim where you drive through and the animals come right up to you, and just had a really awesome time with them. And then they met us in Tinley, the last Tinley, and had a really good time there. So, but we talk at least once a week, you know, with his pairings and stuff like that. He's a really awesome guy.
That's amazing. That's cool. No, I know that you have a lot of, you know, experience in this hobby and many other things. Tell everybody out there that may not know you. And every time I speak with you, I'm like, you have those too. It's an experience to find out. So
Everything.
yeah, so explain to them what you have or how long you've been doing it, and how these other species and other sort of animals that you have come in and what you do, and tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, so I didn't do ball python. I've only been doing ball pythons for right at 15 years. I like Venomous. I've been in Venomous most of my life, and it wasn't until I saw a pied that I had to have a ball python. And then, of course, you know, I'm like you in a lot of ways. I'm very OCD, but when I do something, I do it to the full extent. So within a year, I had over 200 snakes.
Nice.
Yeah, it was ridiculous. But Venomous will always be my first love, and then of course alligators are right there in the same area. I love working with crocodilians.
Cool.
We've had several, you know, they're just a lot of fun. But yeah, so I work part-time in the film industry, working with venomous animals. And work full-time in the oil field, you know, and then do my snakes full-time as well. So
You're grinding.
Yep.
This guy doesn't sleep.
it's constant.
Now, with the when you say venomous, what are some of the venomous animals that you work with?
Right now, the only thing we work with anymore is rattlesnakes, and I work with several species of rattlesnakes. I want every single species of rattlesnake in the world in my collection.
Oh, geez.
Sick.
We know that'll never happen, you know, because there's certain ones that we just can't have. But you know, I'm going to do my best to get every one of them.
And how long of a you know, whatever you can get that is actually feasible, How long you think that is going to take you to achieve, and how close are you to your goal now?
Well, I'm hoping within the next 10 years I'll have, every single thing in my collection. I want just a wall when you walk in our new facility. We're going to build another facility, and I want a whole wall of nothing but rattlesnakes when you walk in.
That's crazy. That's
It's
awesome.
crazy.
really, really cool to look at. There's nobody buzzing right now. They're all behind me right now, and there's nobody buzzing, and that's really strange. But
Well, they can't. That glare from that bald head, dude. It's
hey, let's don't get started with the bald heads now.
He's gonna ship you a rattlesnake.
Oh shit.
I'm fixing to put sunglasses on. I got 2 of you I'm looking at.
Oh jeez.
that's so true. Yeah.
How
But then
many
we have like the Gila monsters and the beaded lizards as well.
Yeah, those are cool. How many species of rattlesnakes is there? I think there's like over 30.
34, I believe, and then subspecies you're looking at somewhere around 150 total.
Jeez.
Wow. And how many different ones do you have now?
We've got 11 right now.
Wow. So you're
Cool.
like halfway there.
We don't
Third.
have
Yeah.
Where's your map?
normal.
My tutor's on strike.
We don't
'cause of
do a lot of
COVID.
the normal animals either. We've got like the Carmel albino prairies, and I've got 2 different types of the blacktails. So yeah, we try not to work. We're working trying to get the pied westerns right now.
Super
and
cool.
the scaleless westerns.
Crazy.
That's awesome. PD's Reptiles. Philip, take it away.
How often do you release LSR fires?
Good
You knew that.
question.
You knew that was coming.
Yeah, that's like a.
Yeah.
Good
If it
question.
wasn't
I was-
coming, I was gonna ask it.
Oh yeah, I was gonna ask too. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay, so there's a waiting list for the LSR fire, and last year, I mean, I kept pretty much everything that came out because it was all new stuff for me. We've got about 16 pairings right now. I'm working on 19 to 20 pairings this year, so there's going to be a lot of stuff available. We do have a pretty extensive waiting list. I'm hoping to be able to cover that waiting list this year and have some extras. But we are doing like the Desert Ghost to the LSR fire, so we'll have heads there. We did Hypo Pied to the LSR fire, so you get some double heads there. We've got a lot of cool stuff. Hopefully the clowns are coming, because we do have.
What do you mean? The clowns are here.
I get that.
Canada.
So we should have a pretty wide variety of stuff this year available. Because most of the stuff I'm pairing up, I've got a lot of, like the LSR Firefly Leopards. The only thing I did with that is I'm adding sugar to it. So I want to see what sugar does. I already, the LSR Firefly Leopard was insane. So bringing white up the sides ought to make it just super crazy. So yeah, it's coming, and there should be plenty available this year, I hope.
Nice.
Awesome. Oh, that's amazing.
You have to get some.
I know. I've seen pictures. I mean, me and Earl, we talked, and he's like, "See this?" And I'm like, "Damn, what's this?" Some of the stuff he sends pictures of. There's a few things that you have that I don't know if it's common knowledge, but you have some stuff, and I mean, you can talk about that because I don't want to start saying, "Hey, remember this?" And there's like, psh, shh.
Yeah,
So-
I've got another gene I'm working on. I've been working on since 2010. There's a few people that have seen it in person. You've seen pictures of it, of course. And I just made some more this last season that were just super crazy. But we are proving out the super this year. And if everything works well, I'll be releasing that gene, in the next few months too. So
Awesome.
this was really exciting for us because what it's doing color and pattern wise is just just insane. So
Yeah, that one actually, when you showed me, actually I don't even know if it was the fire or the new gene. I think it was the new gene. And then when you were showing me, it's like, see this? I'm like, wow, here's it as an adult. I'm like, no, you sent me the wrong pic. It's like, no, it's the same animal. And you actually have to look and look. I'm like, holy shit, that is the same animal. Wow.
as a baby, it was really, really dark orange, and then at about 400 grams, it just like exploded. And
Crazy.
I told you, I said, look at the pattern around the tail. You can tell it's the same snake.
Yeah, you would not, if you had them side by side, you would never know it was the same snake unless someone's like, and then like, no, that's not the same snake. It's like, yeah, look. And then when you look, you're like, holy shit, it's the same snake.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's nuts. So,
It's doing that with a lot of genes. I mean, I just produced a Mojave with it, and it doesn't even look like a Mojave at all. I mean, I've never seen a Mojave that orange in my life. you know, and then I hit the GHI Mojave with it, and that's pretty intense too.
Cool. Yeah, I can't wait till you start showing the public and start showing some combos and stuff like that. It'll be, it's crazy. There's a lot of stuff out there that's just wow, you know. And it's just every year more people are going to come up with stuff and work with things and put stuff out that's just wow.
Yeah.
So
the biggest problem we had with this gene is when I first got it here, it wouldn't breed for me. And then when I finally did get it to breed, it died after the first clutch was laid. And so I had one clutch and that was it. And we actually got one baby out of it and it went from there. But it took a little while to get it started. And then I couldn't make any females. I finally started making now I got more females than I can shake a stick at, but
that's never a bad thing.
No, and it's, you know, the Scaleless project did me the same way. You know, I was one of the first in on the Scaleless project, and I could not touch a female if my life depended on it. And I think I made 54 total males before I finally hit my first female. And it was
wow, you sound like Chris Ward from the Reptile Ward. That was Chris's year last year or 2 years ago.
It was 2 years ago now. Finally, it's finally behind me.
You know?
Yeah, some years you hit all females, and the next year you just like I did some quadruple hits last year, and I hit the first two clutches were fairly even. The last clutch I had 12 eggs, 12 males.
Wow.
I just sold them off as normals, dude.
Yeah. That's all you really can do. But yeah, that sucks. I mean, you know, like even 2 or 3, you know what I mean? You'd still be pissed, but hey, still, you know, I got 2 or 3. When you hit none, it's like, what the fuck did I do to deserve this?
That was my entire 2019.
Jeez.
Yeah.
That's like somebody the other day said, I don't like doing head-to-head pairings. I said, hell, I love it. You know, I usually hit fairly decent odds. I hit, 13 clutches last year and did really well. The 14th clutch, you know, it was all pos head stuff, but 1 out of 14 ain't bad.
Yeah. No, that's good.
Hell, I've done just as bad with visual to hit, so.
Yeah, I've done het to het and done well. Even visual to het last year, I had 6 for 6 visual to het, and all of them came out visual. So I actually have pretty good luck in a lot of things. And then, you know, when bad luck comes, it's sort of hard. Like you know, I just lost the monsoon, you know, like a month ago, and it's just like, really? I can't complain though, because, you know, I'm crushing odds everywhere else, and you know, I'm blessed and I'm happy, and, you know, it'll come. So, you know, you got to take the bad with the good, and definitely I'm in no place to complain at all. So.
No, I'm gonna say the same thing. I've been very, very fortunate the last few years, you know, especially on head-to-head pairings. I mean, the year before last, I got 8 eggs and got 8 visuals out of a head-to-head.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And then the very next clutch, I did visual to hit and got 1 visual and 7 hits on another clutch. So, you know.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah, you never know, man. Remember back in the day, we were like, you know, oh, it's not a het pied. It's like you'd breed it, and you would never produce a pied. And then 3 years later, it's like, fuck, you sell it as a normal. The next guy breeds it and gets like half or more of the clutch all pieds. And it's like, it's a het pied. And I'm like, you're kidding me? You're like, you know, you sell it as a normal. But he calls you back. Yeah, I put it to pied, and, you know, because we didn't have much then. And yeah, could it have been het pied? I just hit 5 of them. I'm like, send me pics. I'm like, oh my God.
Wow.
You know, 3 years I've got none, and then I sell it. And then this guy pops out like 4 or 5 in a clutch. I'm like, wow, like
That's
really?
crazy.
Odds are nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I remember with people back then, especially when recessives, they weren't so common. They would call you, and if they'd missed the first year, and a lot of times they would do het to het, you know, because pieds were like, you know, 15, 20K, and, you know, they would do het to het. And it's like, I didn't hit any. I got 6 eggs. I should have got 1 and 4. You just missed the odds. And they thought you were, you know, they thought you were scamming them, because they probably paid, you know, a good $1,500 or $1,000 for that female. Mm-hmm. And het to het, 1 and 4. No, you wait till next year. I know it's a het because it came from a visual pied. I have the pied. You know, here it is. I can guarantee it. Next year, they didn't do it again. And they're like, oh, you're scamming. I want my money. I'm like, dude, here's the pairing. I know what it is. You know, wait again. And I think we had a 3-year rule back then. if it didn't prove out, or you didn't hit anything in 3 years, we would refund them. Or
Oh my god.
Wow.
but yeah,
It's a big waste.
that's how I think everybody in the industry was. It's like, hey, dude, 3 years, and it finally hit. I've never had to return money on an animal for not being a het, but those are the days.
Hit from somebody, and one of them wouldn't prove out, and it took 5 years before I finally hit a clown out of it.
Wow.
Holy.
And when I did, I had like 7 eggs and hit 5 clowns when I finally hit something with her. But it took me 5 years to prove her out. I was getting pissed off, and I was just going to sell her. I mean, I got 12 of them, 11 of them proved. I'm good with that, But yeah, 5 years later, she finally hit, and I wasn't even going to breed her that year. I just, right at the last minute, threw something in with her and got 5 out of 7.
Were you doing head to head or clown to head?
Clown to head.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Crazy.
That's horrible.
Every year.
odds.
Every year I did a pastel clown to a pastel het clown. And
Holy
for
cow.
5 years, it took 5 years to prove her out.
Well, I mean, think about it. Like, think about my double het ghost clown. 4 years in a row, I missed. And then on the 5th year, 1 in 16. I mean, it's not the same odds, 1 and 2, but 1 in 16. It took me 5 years to actually hit a double visual. But it is 1 in 16, but
Then you
5
hit
years.
3 in the same clutch.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, but didn't you also have multiple females? Like multiple attempts?
oh yeah, like
Years too.
Yeah, you bred like 25 clutches.
Yeah.
yeah. So
So it's a pretty good sample size.
Yeah, that's a pretty good sample. Like over 5 years, over 4 years. No, I can even include that 5th year. The 5 years, I did about 25 clutches, and I finally hit. And I hit the 3-in-1 clutch.
Yeah, and the next year you hit 2 in 1 clutch.
Yeah, 2, and then now I'm hitting them all like
You
they're
hit
not
2
that.
again this year in 1 clutch.
I mean, it just happens. I mean, people don't realize this. Like even 1 in 4. 1 in 4 sometimes you don't hit. 1 in 2, like that's probably the worst odds I've ever heard on a 1 and 2. Like
My very first clown pied pairing, I bought a clown posset pied, and then I bought a pastel pied 100% hex clown. Threw them together. I got 5 eggs. I got 1 pastel clown pied and 2 clown pieds. The very first pairing ever.
and that's 1 in 4, and you hit 5 eggs. You hit 3.
No, that's a double.
Oh, it's 1 in. Double recessive.
That's clown pieds.
Oh, clown pie. It's not.
Yeah, clown had pied. The pied had clown.
Yeah.
You're 1 in 4
Oh,
odds to
it
hit
is
a
1 in
clown
4,
pied.
Yeah, because it's half and half.
Yeah, so you're 1 in 4 to hit a clown pied, and he hit 3 out of 5 eggs. That's
Pretty good.
yeah, it's 2 extra ones.
Jeez.
Yeah.
But that hardly makes up for that clown. 5 years, hell, not even close. But
Yeah, I sold her as soon as I proved her out. Get her out of here.
Crazy.
yeah, you've
But
paid your rent. Bye.
Years ago, I used a double het albino pied as a normal, and I just didn't have any normals at the time, and I was trying to make some more leopard lesser stuff, and I threw this in there. I got an inchy lesser leopard and a lesser leopard that I held back, and a few years later, I threw the inchy lesser leopard in with a pied and an albino to make hets. And the very first clutch, the first egg I cut was a white snake.
Oh,
My
jeez.
wife shooting the video, and I was like, what the hell is that? It's a white snake. So she kept the camera on the egg. She wouldn't look at my face because I was confused as hell. The very next egg,
Been there.
I was like, it's another white snake and another white snake. At the 4th one, I was like, I give up. There's no reason to have white snakes. So I hit a lesser pied, a lesser leopard pied, and 2 inchy lesser leopard pieds trying to make hets.
Yeah,
So-
because you didn't realize that the het was already in there
crazy.
from
Right.
prior.
I mean, it's a pos het, right? So then I bred that same animal to an albino, trying to make hets there. The very first egg I cut was a lesser albino.
What the?
Then I hit a
fuck?
lesser leopard albino and 2 leopard albinos. So what's the odds of going to a double het and 2 years down the road getting that snake that pulled both those genes?
That's crazy.
ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, that's almost like the VPI Xanthic clown albinos that I have.
Yeah.
I bought a trio, a 1.3. So what is that, a quadrio? I don't know. So a 1.3 back in 2013, raised them up, kept hitting. all 3 proved out to be triple hets.
Wow.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah.
And then all the possible double heads you made in the past,
Yeah.
you proved one out too.
I proved wrong. Yeah. I mean, it's nuts how that project just kept. I was like, what are the odds?
Yeah.
So
Still like 12 or 13 females to prove out.
to prove
from the
out still,
project,
yeah. But I mean, it's fun, and I think that's another thing that's so fun with this. You know, you were sitting there like you said, your wife had the camera on the egg, and you're just sitting there like going, you know, scratching your head. And the same thing with Austin. We'll look and we're like, what? And he'll look down, and he's holding the camera, and I'm looking up like, you know, trying to speak without speaking with my lips going.
Yeah.
Especially when there's like 3 dads.
Oh yeah, he'll never live that one down.
That was a weird clutch.
That was so funny.
Yeah. We're cutting eggs. I'm like, how do we get leopard in that? He goes, oh, I paired that in. I'm like, oh, okay. And then next one is like, what the? Oh, I put that one in too. I'm like, dude, how many females did you put in? Just 3.
Yeah.
But we got 1 from every daddy. Like,
It was years ago. I'm gonna say 7 years ago, maybe. My wife, she kept telling me, "Why do you keep doing this? Who's your daddy stuff?" And I'd pick one snake every year, just throw as many males to her as I could.
Oh, jeez.
oh no.
It was just fun, dude. And so I had a bumblebee, and I threw like a banana, a lesser, and what was it? A leopard Mojave to her. And so the first egg I cut was a banana bee. The second one was a lesser bee, and I was like, okay, so I got a double-sided clutch. We had 11 eggs. Everything was either lesser or banana. And the last egg was this crazy white snake. You know, it had spider, it had everything, but it was like, what the hell is that? And I didn't write that leopard Mojave male down because I never saw it locked. And then it dawned on me what it was. It was a leopard Mojave pastel spider. And I mean, it was a really cool looking snake, but yeah, triple tired clutch. You know, you don't hear about it a lot because most people don't put that many males in.
Yeah, not now. Back in the day, it was like you said, who's your daddy? Everyone was like, you know, it was something that was cool to do. Like, oh, let me just try and shit. I mean, I think back in the day, that was something that if you didn't do, it's like you weren't cool. I mean,
yeah, it's just, you know, now we've got so many genes in each animal. You know, everything overlaps. And so it's hard to do something like that and know for sure which one was the dad anymore. So, you know, we quit doing that, but it was kind of fun. I tell you that the best one I ever had was my very first set of twins, because I cut the egg and I saw one head. I didn't pay no attention to it. And it was the smallest egg I've ever had. And 2 days later, I opened the incubator and there's 2 heads sticking out of this egg. And I almost lost the whole clutch on the ground because I got so excited I almost threw it in the air.
Oh, jeez.
My wife said I was screaming like a little girl.
yeah, been there, done that. If you just watched Austin's latest video, he was screaming like a girl too.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Even afterwards, he was like screaming and
Oh yeah,
called
even,
you.
Yeah, even when I hit the monsoon, when we were stopped filming, we were running around like it was nuts.
Yeah.
This one.
You know, especially the part where I told you I had it, I told you.
Yeah.
So, yeah. We have another super chat here from Shade Tree Exotics. They're just, a nice big donation. Thanks, guys.
Thanks for the jet fund.
Shade Tree going to the jet fund.
Jet fun.
Yeah, them and their jet fund. You know.
We're gonna start pushing it again. 2021.
We need to
Our goal is 2025 at least.
No, 2022. come on.
That's a goal that'll never be reached.
You never know.
Yeah, well, it's like anything else. If you don't have big dreams, it's like, you need to have those
Exactly.
goals to head down.
Oh, no.
Oh,
Oh,
no.
here we go. Ready?
You can read the first one.
Okay, Maria. Jet fund. I can't read the other ones too long. Ha ha ha. Just kidding. Love you guys and hope everything's doing well. Drilly by Billy Fund.
Drilly
Wow.
by,
That's Chris's.
That's kind of catchy.
No, it's yours
Drilly
now.
by
You took
Billy.
it.
Oh, no.
Don't tell me you want to catch it. Like,
No.
No.
Jesus. And then Brian Cusco. Hey, man. Go ahead. Take it away.
Earl, you're the man.
Thanks,
Nice.
Brian.
Yeah, Brian's awesome.
Brian's an awesome guy. He's done some work with me here with we had a girl here that had heart surgery, and then they found a tumor on her brain, and he come out here. He was her birthday present, and she idolized him, and I made sure he was here for her birthday, and it was really awesome.
That's amazing.
That is amazing.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I mean, if somebody told me that story about Brian, I wouldn't put it past them. Of course, I mean that's just how he is, and especially here, man. There's Brian Cusco's #1 fan.
Yeah.
Even I love him so much, but I can't compare to this.
I was supposed to go friggin' visit him this year before all this COVID crap. So
I think everyone was. We're all, he's supposed to come back up here. I'm pretty sure he was coming back to the CRBE, and so.
He told me he's coming back here in April, so he should be coming to hang out here in April, hopefully, as long as everybody can travel.
Yeah, definitely.
He's supposed to make a trip to Texas someday, so.
Richie's recessive. Chad, he's like looking diesel. Austin.
Oh, thank you.
Austin, medium shirt fund.
This is still a large shirt. I didn't downgrade my shirt size.
Hey, speaking of shirts, did you not get that package yet?
Actually, I looked. I got a few in today, but not from. It was a box, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got 2 boxes in today, but they were smaller boxes, and I looked to see because I know you said to keep an eye out. It's not in, but hopefully this week. So, but. Anyways, what we're going to do, we're going to get back to chatting, but we have this little sort of thing here where we give shout-outs and achievements to people, up and coming or people that have, hit milestones and big, large, small, and we'll get into that and then come back. So I'm going to do this button first, because I always do it only for the last.
You might as well do it.
I'm going to do it right now, so here we go.
Shout.
It's time for shout-outs of the week.
I don't know why we didn't do it at first. I don't know why I just left it for the one. Like it's, when it's
That's
a
a
shout out.
It's extra special.
Yeah, but
But it
anyways.
says shout outs.
So achievements this week, 1,000 followers on Instagram. We have Everglades Exotics. Awesome. We have AJ's Exotics. He just hit, I think, yesterday or the day before. Bad Wolf Exotics. Arc Reptiles. Wow, the list keeps going. This is
Everyone's
awesome.
hitting 1,000.
Brewer Boys Ball Pythons, JK Snakes, Hybrid Morphs UK, and Snakes and the Fat Man, Chris Eaton. Yeah.
That's crazy.
I saw you give him a push.
yeah.
Yeah, I saw that. I was going to too, and I'm like, I can't keep copying Chris. You did one, and I did another for someone else, and I'm like, I can't just keep doing that. Mm-hmm. So.
No, you got there, though.
That's great. Good for you, man. That's awesome. And everybody's, for the achievements, the giveaways that I'm going to be announcing, the artist of the week, all of our, links and contact information, and same with Earl here from Lone Star Reptiles. That'll be in the description below. And, everybody that we, just because they hit 1,000, don't mean you can go and help them get the 1,500 or 2,000. So, follow, like, subscribe, share, do your thing, help support everybody else, and we love doing it, and I hope you guys, follow in suit. And then let me skip this one. It's only 8K.
Yeah, who's that guy?
It's only 8K. I mean, it's not really important. 10K is really important, but you know what? I can't. So I can't really just skip this one. So it's only 8,000. I mean, not a big milestone.
It's fine. You can just jump over it.
No.
They're not important.
No, it's the Reptile Ward. Here's one of the half. They hit 8K, so congrats.
Thanks, everybody.
Yeah, it's getting there. I saw you give them a push.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. So that's awesome. I love seeing it. And congrats to you and Nick.
Thanks, man.
And here we go. 10K.
Oh.
Bam.
Ready? Jacked Morphs. JAKD_Morphs.
Nice.
Jack
Cool.
Morphs.
And then, congrats. I actually heard this. I haven't seen it yet, but Atypical.
What do you do now?
They're on YouTube. They finally started a YouTube channel.
I seen that.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Crazy.
Tom and Casey. Yeah.
Yep.
Kids involved too?
Probably
don't
not,
know.
because YouTube doesn't give.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think so.
revenue
No,
per
the
kid.
kids aren't on it because they
Yeah, they can.
last week on the Aftercast, Tom was telling me about how challenging it was for them to
Try.
record it,
Yeah,
and he told
maybe.
the kids like they were doing it and stuff. So
Yeah.
Well, congratulations, guys. Atypical Origins, now on YouTube. Go give them a follow. Actually, you don't follow them on YouTube. You subscribe.
If you don't subscribe, they'll get you.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
No, they're awesome. That's great. Now we got 2 giveaways. Okay, one is Screaming Eagles Exotics. They have an Instagram giveaway. It's a 1,300 gram proven breeder Mojave male. Ends February 24th. Details on a YouTube channel. Links below. And next, oh, my man, Royal Serpents Exotics. He's got a 5K Instagram follower giveaway for a male gravel/yellow belly 100% het clown. There's a cool animal.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. Currently at 4,621. So 79. More followers, and there's that giveaway. So check them out. And last but not least, Artist of the Week. Chase and Scout Jewelry by Elle Green. Handcrafted jewelry translating the fragile and fleeting into permanent beauty. Does custom work? Contact through the website. So like I said, all that I just read, go check them out if you want. All the links will be in the description below. And that's it. But congratulations.
It's a lot of people.
Oh, last week or the week before, crazy. The amount of people just hitting milestones. And that's because other people are well, one, hopefully, I can't really speak for them all, but I'm assuming they're putting out content. They're showing stuff. They're, a part of the community and sharing and liking and doing what, you should do and promoting people. And that's awesome.
That was a big cup.
It's
Well,
Texas,
it's
man.
Texas.
The size of that thing? No,
It's Texas.
It's got to be big.
That's the fucking small.
yeah.
no way.
It's like,
Wouldn't be surprised.
that's kid size.
Have you ever seen like the big gulp? It's like,
Yeah.
it's small and then it goes out like you can't even hold it with one
It's
hand.
like a bucket.
It's like a bucket on top of a small. Yeah.
Let's go to Texas.
Yeah, my favorite is that they tried to make that to fit the cup holder as if somebody that could drive
Yeah.
would actually buy one of those.
That could actually sort of.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like a small Kentucky Fried Chicken basket. And they have a little thing, so like Chris said, so you can actually drink from it and actually try to put it in a cup holder.
Should have like a car seat for it.
Yeah.
That'd be
You
better.
pretty
a
much
baby
need
seat.
one.
That's funny.
Everything's big in Texas. Didn't you know that?
That's
Exactly.
crazy.
Well, if I get down there, oh.
Scary guy. This guy looks up to God. Oh, no.
Oh, no, here we go.
I thought he was looking at
Uh-oh.
God.
Just turning
He's
it
gonna
off.
bring
What's he
Gila
doing?
monster. Oh, no.
Oh,
Oh, it's
my
a
God.
sticker.
Oh, you got the small ones in.
Yeah, I was
Thank
going to
God.
say, it's almost as big as the one he sent you.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I put that one up, That I think it's about 10 inches, the one you said.
Yeah, those are 9 inches.
Jeez.
This
Yeah.
one
I
here
always add another inch. Don't worry. So, I thought it was 10.
24, and I still haven't found a place to put it yet. So
Yeah, I got yours actually. We put it up the very, very top. I got another 4x8 sheet. So it's at the top of the wall. We shoved
Yeah.
it right up at the top. So, because that way you can see it, I mean, you can see that probably, 8 feet, 10 feet up in the air like you can the 3-inch stickers right in front of your face.
Probably see that one clearer.
Yeah, it's big LSR, the big star. Bridget from Everglades Exotics.
yeah,
Take it away.
Thanks, MC team, for the
they're
shout out.
probably quarantining the shirts for 14 days.
You guys are the best. Thank you for everything you do for the community and all the positivity you spread.
Awesome.
Nice.
Thanks. We try. I think it's awesome. It's definitely needed. And I see, people being positive and the push and everybody helping each other. It's definitely a great thing for the industry, the hobby, people learning, sharing information. And, it's just awesome. I mean,
Yeah, that's one of the things I enjoy the most, in all honesty, is, you get people that they call up and they're asking questions and, they just don't have a clue which direction to go with them. I just read a message while I was waiting on you earlier where a guy says, I never even thought about going pinstripe into clown, and because of your videos, I'm headed that direction now. And I love what pinstripe does to clown, and to help somebody get into something like that and find a different direction, it's a lot of fun.
yeah.
Just talking to people. I mean, you'd be surprised at what you can learn talking to, somebody brand new in the industry.
You know what? I'm so glad you said that. It's funny because they'll ask you a question, not that I think I know everything, but I think I have done or have seen or have asked or have heard everything there is. And they'll say, hey, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, you know what? I've never I don't know. It just throws you for such a loop. I'm like, that's an amazing question. I never was in that, it never dawned on me. I never heard it. That's cool. Let me look into it. And then when you do, you actually find shit out you never knew. And I think that's amazing. And it came from somebody that has no experience. And I mean, I think that's amazing. And it just, I keep learning and I love to keep learning. And, it's like if I know everything and I think that there's nothing more to learn, I think I'd get bored,
Well, and I get bored real easy with things. I mean, I've had probably 15 businesses in my lifetime, and none of them have lasted because I got bored with it. And so with this, it's just you're constantly learning. You're playing with all these animals and creating stuff that doesn't exist. And I mean, it's hard to get bored with it. Mm-hmm. And I don't think I could do this for the next 30 years and I'm never going to produce everything out there. So, I think that's what holds my attention with this so well.
Yep. Yeah. And the thing is, knowing that we have sort of an unlimited palette of colors to play with and create and things that it's just endless. Never mind the odds, the sort of the gamble to chase some of these long, 1 in 64 or higher, or even 1 in 16. There's so many things that keeps bringing me in, and every time I see a female, even on eggs, I'm like, oh my god! And then when you cut them, it's just
it never gets old.
It never gets old, and I've done it so many times, and I mean, I can't. I'm almost jonesing because I need more.
Yeah.
Well, and right now sucks because I don't have any eggs, and I mean you're right there with me. It sucks because. You need that fix.
Oh yeah, we did some ultrasounding. They were going through, and it's like, oh, she's good to go. She's gravid.
I think we had like 5 or 6 gravid.
Yeah, 5 or 6 gravid right now. 2 should pop in the next, within the next month. And then I think we paired about 50, 60 females.
Or 60.
50 or 60 today. So, and this is an additional 50, 60 from the ones we did last week.
Yeah.
So. We're picking up, so
I'm gonna try to do some ultrasound after I'm done cleaning tonight. Because I'll work in the snake room all night tonight. I'll go to bed about 6:30 in the morning.
What?
Nice.
So
that's crazy.
That's superstar.
Yeah, that's
Workaholic.
Lone Star. That's what it
The
is.
superstar
I
Lone
work
Star.
I work nights, so even when I'm home, I have to stay on that same schedule that screws me up.
Yeah, I know that.
I do stuff during the day, but it's limited.
Yep. Well, Austin's seen me come in. Actually, you probably have too. I've come in, I'll work a whole overnight when I was doing the Costco security systems. I'd come in around 2, 3 o'clock after working like a 12, 14-hour shift, with 4 hours sleep. And then I'd come in and we'd talk, blah, 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 cool. And next thing you know, I'll be passed. I just lay right on the floor.
That was before any sofas, anything.
Yeah, the whole facility, I just find a floor where you guys, an aisle that you weren't working in, I'd be passed out on the floor.
I think there's a picture.
Yeah, I'm looking for it.
Oh, do you have it?
Austin has the.
They got all kinds of crap on me.
Yeah.
That's why I got to be nice to them.
My wife, I'll walk in the house and sit in my chair, and it's over. I'm
man.
snoring.
Yeah.
She'll get up and go to bed. She goes, I couldn't stand to listen to you snore. I got to go to bed.
Jeez.
Yeah. We have another super chat from Shade Tree Exotics again. And congratulations. They just hit 500 followers last week and created our Teespring page this weekend, and stickers are on the way. Sick.
Oh, no.
Look at. Oh, yeah, I remember that.
That's when Billy got knocked out.
No, that's when I was sleeping and Austin pretended.
No.
Yeah.
He will say. He will say.
But you see what's funny? You see how far away he is from me? Because he knows if I woke up and I saw
that's how far
that,
you flew.
I would get the fuck up
You
and go.
fly.
So, see how they have to, you know what I mean? Anyways.
We were going to use that as a thumbnail because when you lost the egg race.
We should do that for the tattoo thumbnail.
Yeah.
That would have been funny.
But, yeah, man. So, we have a few questions here, Earl, if you don't mind.
Missed a super chat.
Oh, did I?
Yep.
Hold on.
Right there.
We just said that one.
No.
I just said that one.
Oh, you did. I didn't. That's fine.
No, keep going. Keep going. There it is.
Oh, there we go. Oh, Jason, man.
big
Morph
bird.
Mixology Reptiles. How you doing, bro? Take it away.
Hey, y'all. Great to see Earl and listen to some of his stories. I really enjoy talking with him.
Cool.
Nice.
Yeah, Brian from
Jason-
Morph
Jason
Mixology.
showed up over here
Jason.
one time. He
I
called
would
me
say Brian.
in the area and showed up, and we had a good time while he was here.
Nice. Now, have you ever gotten bitten by like a rattlesnake or anything
No.
venomous?
No.
Thank God.
Yeah, that's good.
So, knocking on wood, I'm not a cowboy when it comes to venomous. I don't take stupid chances. I work with the animals properly with the proper tools. It's funny, I won't wear gloves. You know, I just don't wear them, but I do use the proper tools, and we take our time. We don't, like when I'm in here, if I'm going to pull anything out, there's no cell phones allowed in here, no distractions whatsoever. It's strictly the snakes. We cleaned in here last night, and I mean, I could do this room in probably 30 minutes if I wanted to. We took at least an hour and a half, 2 hours to do it. We just take our time and do it right.
Yeah.
We don't take any chances.
No, that's, I think, is probably the best rule, especially for new keepers or people seeing. I mean, I love social media. I think it's great. We need it. It's here. It'll never probably go away. But there's so many people out there doing things that other people see and they try to mimic. And, they can put themselves in a very fucking bad situation, especially with, venomous stuff. So,
Yeah, I won't do any videos with Venomous. I refuse to. I've had, even Gavin asked me about it. He said, man, I'd really like to see some of the other stuff because they don't get to have Venomous over there,
Mm-hmm.
And I understand that. And when Gavin does get over here, he'll come in here and we'll pull out the Gila monster and let him hold it and, give him some experience. But I just don't feel like there's a lot of cowboys out there doing this, and they're taking some really big risk on camera, and so be it. That's their deal, but I'm not going to do it. And, our channel's always been pretty kid friendly. And the last thing I want is some kid to see me playing with a rattlesnake wrapping around my neck or something, and he goes out and does it.
Yeah.
I mean, because we can do that. I'm not saying I have done that exact thing, but, I have free-handed stuff but we know what we're doing and what we're looking for in these animals, and the average person doesn't. And they see us doing it, they can do it, and that's exactly what happens a lot of times.
Yeah, you promote
So,
safety.
I
I think that's the smartest thing because it takes 1 second.
Yeah.
And you don't know. I mean,
Better to be safe than sorry.
100%, million percent.
We've got one animal we'll take out and we'll let anybody hold, and that's the Gila monster. I mean, we pass him around like a gecko here. And I mean, he's just super cool. He'll sit on your lap while you're watching TV. I mean, he doesn't care.
Mm-hmm.
And pretty much anybody that's been here, I mean, you've got some of your Canadians been here, held him, and they just had a blast. Barros and Carrie, they both held him.
Yeah.
Carrie
KB
was real
Reptiles.
hesitant. She was real hesitant holding it, but once she got it in her hand, she didn't want to give it back.
Got a couple.
They're awesome animals, though.
Yeah, got a couple more super chats. Martial Law Morphs.
Here's to one of the most genuine, down-to-earth, and tell you how it is guy in the hobby. You the man, Earl. And then we got Justin at Legacy Morphs. Can Earl go into the Dark Wonder Morph? Super cool.
Oh,
Yeah, I knew that was coming too.
Yeah, I've said it. Going, yeah, here it's coming.
Okay, first I'm gonna shout out to Marshall. Marshall is an awesome guy. I met Marshall for the first time in Tinley, and it was a really fun experience. Marshall was intimidated to even come up to me at first, and I don't understand that. But you get that a lot. You get these guys that they think we're bigger than life for some reason. I'm a snake breeder. I'm a fat guy from Texas, man. You can come up to me and cuss me, do whatever you want. I don't care. But yeah, Marshall's a really nice guy. So the Dark Wonder gene, we are going to be hopefully releasing that this year as well. We have, I wouldn't release any of it until I made visuals myself. I have visuals, but I wanted to make visuals. And my first and foremost thing was getting into everything recessive I had. And so we're breeding double het Dark Wonder albino to double het Dark Wonder albino. We know the red ball was a fake. but we also know that when they did a very melanistic boa to an albino, it made a reddish orange snake. So that being said, I did the Dark Wonder and albino trying to make the same thing. I think the red ball is achievable, and this may just be the way to do it. So we do have that breeding right now, and then we have some other hets to visual. So but the Dark Wonder originated in the UK, and we brought it over, I'm going to say 7 years ago, I believe. And I've just been putting it into everything. The coolest thing about this, Gene, is every het is visual. They all have the iridescence that the Dark Wonder does. So
cool.
They're a visual het, and that's going to be a really key thing going forward in this. So, because even if you buy a het, one het, they're going to be a little spendy, but the average person can afford a het. And so you can make pos hets, and you'll still be able to see what you're making. So it's going to be really key going forward with this project.
Awesome.
But hopefully we make the visuals this year, and hopefully I got fingers crossed, toes crossed that I can make that red snake. And
That'd be crazy.
That's going to be a game changer.
Do you think that the red snake is maybe like how other people have mentioned, the sunset albino? Or do you think you have the answer maybe?
I hope I have the answer, but until it hits,
Yeah.
If it hits, you got the red ball, and then you've got, say, a pied with all the iridescence on it. The one thing that we've noticed is, like, let's say super black pastel, you get the iridescence, but when you put it into pied, the iridescence is gone. Because a panda pied doesn't have that iridescence. So there's something there causing that to go away. Where with the Dark Wonder, when we make the pieds, we should hold it because the Dark Wonder carries that gene. Where the black pastels, they don't until you put them together. So I think it's going to be a visual, iridescent pied. The clowns, I think, are going to be so dark you can't hardly see what they are. But, I'm doing it. So, you got an almost all black snake putting it into clown. Think about it. Clown's a dark animal too, and we're just going to make it darker. So, but you have to go into clown. There's no way around it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Ball Reputation. You ready? Take it away.
Has anyone hit a special freeway yet? Tried last year and missed. Going for it again.
Nope.
So I just was searching for it.
Yeah, no, we haven't either. But I have probably 12 or 13 animals that have special yellow belly. I got 4 or 5
today. We have a possibility of hitting super entry crystal freeways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is it? It was the asphalt entry special.
So Mojave.
Mojave entry yellow belly. Yeah.
So super entry crystal freeways.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Yeah. Don't forget about the Mojave.
Crystals,
I'm
right?
joking.
Yeah.
Come on. Trying to see how awake he is.
You also have that champagne boy, the champagne special Lenchy yellow belly.
Oh, we have so
you have a lot, and I think those are pos het monsoons too.
Yeah, they're all 50% het monsoons. Yeah, but don't forget, I also have that the pastel leopard Enchi asphalt special.
Jesus.
No,
50% het monsoon.
I think you're putting your special clown stuff to like probably some asphalt things, or no?
Actually, do we? No, no, because I think I love super asphalt combos, and I did quite a few. I didn't do as many as I thought I was going to hit this year, but I think I'm trying to hit as many super asphalt combos as possible.
Yeah.
But I do have a special clown breeder male that's doing a bunch of stuff. I'd have to look. I'm not really sure. He'd know as much as, I don't think we are.
No.
Not
this year.
Yeah. That's the thing, too, is you try to make so many different combos, and, I'm going to do this and this, and it's like, oh, shit, I need more females or more males for this. It's like you got to sort of choose, and I think that's another great thing about the hobby is you can't just make everything you want. You actually say, oh, shit, I only have this, and I have this, and I got to make a choice. Do I put it to this? Do I do? And I find that, you either are happy in the direction you're going, and you're like, you're trying to pursue something, or you're like, damn, I should have did this, or, sometimes you actually do the right pairing and you're like, yes, this is awesome.
Yeah.
And then other times it's like, man, I should have, look at their making. I could have done that. Damn it.
Yeah.
How about you?
Well,
Do you ever regret stuff that you ever been to that? Like, damn it, why did I do that? I should have did this.
Yeah, I mean, I hate the brown turds, and that's what I call the just real dark, ugly snakes.
Oh man.
And
What would be
I
the
mean,
white
the
snakes?
sunset was one of my projects that I just couldn't stand. I mean, I brought the sunset in several years ago when Ben Rennick made the first fire sunset. I was like, dude, I got to have that. So I bought the sunset project. I bought heads. I had all these POS heads sitting here. And then I started seeing, I saw that particular snake, the fire sunset, at about 600 grams, and it's a brown turd.
Yep.
And I was like, you know what? And then like the sunset clown, dude, it was awesome when it first came out of the egg.
Yeah.
And every time I see it, it's just so much darker and dingier. And it's like, I'm not going there.
Yeah.
I had a guy who was here in February of last year. I had 14 POS heads, and then I had the 200% heads. And I had males, of course. And guy said, are you going to sell any sunset stuff? I said, how much money you got in your pocket right now? I said, because I'll sell y'all 14 of them for $1,500. Just get them out of here.
Jeez.
So that project just never really excited me that much,
Yeah.
And the only thing that I've seen so far that I really, really liked in sunset was banana. You couldn't make that a brown snake, there's no way possible.
Mm-hmm.
And it looked okay over time, but I just have a real hard time with that project.
Yeah.
And I didn't like dark snakes anyway. And when I got this Dark Wonder, it sat on the shelf for a little while because I wasn't really into the dark stuff. And then when I started seeing what I could do with it, just, it's an amazing gene. So I'm looking forward to the future in the Dark Wonder.
Yeah.
I put it into as much as I can so far. As a matter of fact, I just threw it in with a banana today. And I said I'd never do that, but I'm trying it.
It'd be
I know
interesting.
I know they're doing it in the UK, so I want to see what it looks like in banana, and I might as well do it myself.
Yeah.
Justin from Legacy Morphs. He looked a few times since AEP video. Where can one buy one? That's probably the only one. I think Matt was the very and only one to make them.
Make which one?
The Sunset Clown.
Oh.
Yeah.
And he's making, I don't like even
And
right
that
now.
was an accident. That was a 1-egg clutch.
Right.
Yeah.
He killed it, killed the odds. But with that, I mean, even that, though Miguel has the double visual male, I mean, nobody has, well, not nobody, but he doesn't even have breeder-sized double heads. So he can't even reproduce it with the animal. And that's why a lot of people are like, oh, they're going to be so weak. You're not going to see them up for sale. You might see, over the next 5 years, you might see 15 over the next 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
Because everybody's making doubles and triples, or they're making combo hats. It's something
Don't you
where
have like 6 genes going right now in a recessive?
myself.
Yeah.
No, I think that I have triple recessives. So I have a 5 visual triple recessive males. But I've got a lot of single hets, triple hets, single double hets. I have a few.
You have a 4-gene double recessive.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. But I mean, I'm going double and triple, and then I have a bunch of double recessive 100% hets, but not as much as I want. And it's only for certain projects. Like I wish I had a group of 15 for every single project I'm in. I've got some 3 or 4 that I just started that are growing up, and then I got some that are powerful. I got some powerful males, but I don't have the triple females. I do have the one blade VPI Xanthic albino clown male, and I got triple recessive females. I got 3 of them. So, I got good chances of reproducing, the VPI snow clown. But trying to get another gene in there, oh my God, there's another 3-year, 5-year project. Like it's insane.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, and even if you have a powerhouse animal like Miguel, he's got, the Sunset Clown. No one has double hets, I wouldn't say no one, but a few people though. Like
Yeah.
obviously the guy that produced it, Matt. But
Yeah, but I don't even think he's working on it anymore.
yeah, so
But
you
even
know,
then, that double recessive male, he could put it into other things.
he could put in other things and grow it up and
Yeah.
then make some stuff. But I mean, you know, in order for him, he might
Throw
be.
that in like pied exanthic or something and see what happens there.
Yeah, I mean, you know, Miguel might take 2 years to actually reproduce a actual visual sunset clown, and he
Yeah.
owns a sunset clown.
Yeah.
It's not like, oh, you got a sunset clown, cool, you're gonna make lots next year. It's like, fuck no, I wish.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah, that's where people don't understand. Just because we have the visuals don't mean we're going to make anything with them for several years.
That was like Will Moreau's. Didn't he not make like a single puzzle or something this year? He just spent all year just making double, triple
Yeah.
hats with it and stuff.
Yeah.
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 People are like, what?
I
Yeah.
did that with pied last year. I've got like 19 pied girls. Everybody's like, well, how come you don't have any pieds? That's because I didn't try. All kinds of double and triple heads with them.
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, last year, rumor was Freedom Breeder had 250 pied girls that were breeding for strictly pieds. It's
Jeez.
like, if they're going to make that many pieds, why do I need to make any,
Yeah.
I need to work on my stuff and let them corner the market on the pieds this year. So that's exactly what I did.
Yeah.
Yep. I mean, I'll always push my pie projects to different things, and I've got dreamsicle combos coming, clown pies,
I don't
ghost
even want to talk
pies.
about dreamsicles, dude.
What's that?
I don't even want to talk about dreamsicles. That project sucks for me, dude. I
You've
have
been-
been working on.
Yeah,
I've been working
listen
on
to
making
this.
double heads for 6 years,
Jeez.
and my male will not lock with any pied I own.
No
Wow.
way.
Brutal.
I'm trading for a female that's 1,500 grams right now because I can't seem to even make double heads.
Well, I don't want to go into saying how many I make and a lot of males and all the
I already
great
know how
success,
many you make.
all the great success I'm having. I won't bring that up, Earl.
I see it all the time. I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the thing is some projects just you're like, fuck, this is so great, and then other ones you're like, why can't I even have half the odds that I have with these other projects? You know, like my first freeway clown, fucking 9 clutches. 2 years. First I had 4 clutches, and then year 2 I had 9. It took my last clutch to actually produce one last year, or 19. And
Freeway
then,
clown?
yeah, and then this year I hit 1.
And then you have Austin here just killing the odds.
Yeah.
With his.
So, but the thing is now I'm set up with, so many different combos. Next year I should be able to hit like, 10, 8
Yeah.
to 10 or something like that. And, keep pushing the boundaries. And then, I'm also trying to, instead of hitting freeway clowns, I'm trying to chase the super asphalt clown combos,
Yeah, that's crazy.
and then when I do, like I've been building armies of stuff, holdbacks. And, next year I'm also, I think I have 3 shots at the super asphalt and the super asphalt and the freeway clown pied.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd love to see a super asphalt clown pied. No idea what it looked like, but I mean, I have, a few shots at it next year. Maybe end of this year. You never know. I got to check the female.
Crazy.
But it's fun chasing projects and doing things. And, I love making stuff for projects that, I just made the ingredients for what? A project I want to start next year or 3 years from now. It's like, what? You need to do that.
Yeah, it's fun. And a lot of times I'll make something in a non-recessive form, and I was like, oh, crap, I got to see what this looks like in clown now. And I got to rush to get that direction,
Yeah, there's never an end. Like, there's so many paths to choose. There's no way possible you can choose every one.
Well, and the biggest thing for me is, people come to me, well, Justin's doing this and Billy's doing this. Who cares what everybody else is doing?
Yeah.
Follow your own path. Make your own dreams. Because if you're chasing any of us doing anything, you're behind.
Yep.
If I was to start trying, I got into clown stuff late. But if I was to try to catch up to Justin, there's no way I'd ever catch up unless I'm buying all of his stuff out from under him. And not letting him breed it anymore. That's the only way you can catch
Yeah,
up.
pretty much.
Literally.
Yeah, there's no way to stop him unless, like, you know what? Tie him up so he
Rob
can't
him.
breed. You know what I mean?
And I watch what everybody does, and it's like, okay, well, you're going this direction. I'm going to take this route and see what I can come up with here. And I've got a lot of different directions with the clowns, and I'm coming up with some really cool stuff. So,
Yep.
and it's not. I mean, some of this stuff I'm not seeing out there, and it's really fun to hit stuff like that.
Yeah.
Simple combos that should have been hit years
Years
ago. People skipped over them, trying to go a different direction. We
Yep.
talked about the mahogany a while back, me and you. I bought my first mahogany het clown for $50. What are they now for a female? I mean, come on.
Yeah, it's crazy, right?
But that was a dead gene as far as everybody thought. And then all of a sudden, here we go. It's coming back. So,
Yeah, there's so many like that, and there's always. So don't write off any gene. Just work with it and take it to a direction that, these have been done. Okay, but it hasn't been done in this, or combos of this, and this.
Yep.
How can a gene be dead? Like,
Yeah.
One day I'll bring champagne back. Don't worry. I've got it in so much
you
shit.
got enough of it.
Yeah, I got enough of it, and I just, but they're stacked, and you just hitting the right thing, and you never know, right? But I like it in certain things. I love it in my freeway, so I'm definitely pursuing it in my freeway projects, and I've got some other stuff too.
Well,
I'm
gonna
hoping.
get back to the clown stuff now. So, because I've seen a couple champagne clowns I like, so I figured, what the hell, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
you know what? Justin puts out a few things. I like that. I don't. Cool. That's one version. There's 5,000 other ones that are possible to come on top of it. So
And that could be a stepping stone to what's to come in the future too.
correct.
Yeah, 'cause there's a lot of stuff he hits like right now, and then he'll shelf it because it's not just exactly what he's after.
Yeah.
And then he finds something else that might look good with that, so he throws it in there just to see it. And then here he goes, popping out some crazy ass stuff. So,
Yep.
I've shelved a few projects over the years, and I've sold off a few that I just, I'm never going to use that, so I sell it off. And then the very next year, I'm thinking, I shouldn't have sold that because I could have done this, and it is what it is.
Exactly.
Joshua Brown, take it away.
West Valley Reptiles will always be in debt to Earl for the direction he has led us in.
Nice. Hopefully they're not actually in debt, because
You know what? That's a double. That's a double meaning. Yeah.
because all the money he made.
I know he's like,
Yeah, he buys a lot of animals from me, and but they asked the right questions, and I led him in a direction. At first he wasn't anywhere close to this direction, and I led him into a different direction, and he's buying a lot of animals. He just bought a bunch of racks from me. I'm
Nice.
redoing my snake room right now, and we're getting all brand new hatchling racks, and so he come in and bought like 7 of them, I think, of the older ones. But Josh is a really good friend, and they're out of Phoenix, Arizona. And dude, he's having a lot of fun, him and his wife.
nice.
That's great.
I think you missed
So,
this
yeah,
one.
It's nice to have people like that, though. I mean, it really, because they're good friends. I mean, I got people that live right here that don't show up at my house as much as he does, and he's out of Phoenix, Arizona. He's 900 miles away.
Wow.
And he'll show up every other week if he could,
Yeah.
But he comes in, he says, "I'll help you clean cages." No, I don't need all that. We just sit out there and play and have a good time.
Cool.
And most people, when they come in from out of town, we take them out to dinner, and so we have a good time with him.
Oh, that's good.
Nice.
I haven't heard anybody that's come down there that's had a shitty time, dude.
Yeah.
You're like the hospitality king of fucking Texas. You know what I mean? Where else can you go and have a good meal, meet an awesome, group of people, and see stuff that?
The weather is good.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like it's awesome. Definitely jealous that we didn't get to go down last year.
Yeah.
Fuck, But Anna from AK Morphs, Earl, did you get your Dark Wonder from Kenneth SKE?
Okay, so I can't tell you exactly where mine came from because I got it through somebody else that brought it over. Okay.
Okay.
I inherited a collection. It was kind of dropped off in my lap, and of course I paid for it, but that's where the Dark Wonder came from. And it came from the UK. That's all I can say. I don't know exact. I've been talking to a youngster over there. His name is not Kenneth that is working with it over there. And but that's all I know it. He got it from somebody else over there, so it may have come from this Kenneth guy. I don't know. I've never talked to the guy, so I don't actually know who he is.
Cool.
Nice.
Amy Giramonte.
Happy Monday.
Happy Monday.
Oh, feels
House
like
of Gaia Pythons.
House of Gaia.
Sal's wife.
Sal and Amy. So, I got some questions for you here. Black Sun Reptiles, they said, Earl, what new projects have you considered working with and why? Anything new out there that you're looking at, or you're just sort of, sticking with what you got?
Brought the chocolate in. I've not ever been much of a chocolate fan either, and I just brought the chocolate in. I brought in a chocolate Mojave to put into the clown project, and then I just acquired a chocolate clown instead. So we're gonna jump ahead on that. That in the puzzle. We're working on the puzzle right now. I've just got heads, but I am breeding like a banana Mojave het puzzle to an inchy pastel het puzzle.
Damn, that's a nice pairing.
Yeah, hopefully we hit them this year, and we got a chance at a 5 gene animal right off the bat. So that's my first puzzle. I didn't want the puzzle, I'll be honest with you, and my wife, she's very good friends with Sean Bradley, and she acquired it and told me I'm working it. So I'm working it now.
Cool.
Ultra male, we did bring in the ultra male.
Oh, they're a big fan. Austin loves you already. I know. That's his.
Amazing.
That's one of his
I
top.
brought in the stuff from Daniel Allison, and I'm gonna tell you, I've seen his in person, and that is some of the most beautiful ultra males I've seen. So I got one out of his collection, one of his holdbacks. I begged and pleaded, and finally got one.
Awesome.
What stuff are you
No
working?
forever.
What stuff are you putting Ultrama into?
I'm gonna go strictly dark with it probably.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna do anything light with it right away. I think the Ultramel is kind of like the caramels. The caramels back in the day. I stuck with strictly darks and did really well with it. So I think that's kind of a direction you need to go with it.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm gonna put it in the pied and clown and all that. Don't get me wrong, but
There you go.
I mean, you got to go pied with it. You got to go clown. There's no way around that. But I think, I'm gonna go exanthic with it. I think
That'd be interesting.
I know what the caramel exanthics look like, and they're incredible. I've got triple hets now for pied exanthic caramel and clown exanthic caramel that I'm working on TSK stuff. So I am bringing the caramel back in. I was irritated with it for years. I've made so many kinked animals, and I'm hoping that we've figured out a way. Talking to Colette Sutherland, she doesn't do visual to visual or visual to head even. Most of her stuff is head to head on caramels, and you get some really nice animals that way. So that's kind of what I'm doing with it, putting it in the triple heads and hope for the best.
Awesome.
Nice.
Yeah, we brought in the acid and what else? Yeah, the acid. I'm just playing with it right now. I don't know enough about it,
Mm-hmm.
but it'll be fun. But the Ultramel is one of my biggest things that I'm looking forward to right now.
Yeah.
I just like Monarch. I'm looking at bringing in the Monarch.
Yep.
And same thing. I think it needs to go straight to clown and pied before anything.
Mm-hmm.
Here's another question. Ethan Massey Mutation. So Ethan from Massey Mutation. Billy and Earl. How do you know when a first-time female is ready to start breeding without having an ultrasound machine? There's a lot of different signs. Mm-hmm. What's yours before I'll let Austin take this one, and Chris also.
All right, so my deal is I don't even ultrasound. I have an ultrasound, but I don't ultrasound animals until I've put a male in, 2 or 3 times. So back in the day, I didn't have ultrasound first starting out. I couldn't afford it at the time. And back then, what were they, like 10 grand for an ultrasound?
Yeah,
15 years ago.
that's what I paid
I
for
mean,
mine back in the day.
Yeah,
Jesus.
and I mean, it was ridiculous, and I just couldn't afford it. So, we went off of palpations, but my theory was you put a male in every 2 weeks, and as soon as you see a lock, it unlocks, get it out of there. Go to your next female, whatever. But every 2 weeks, at least between 10 and 15 days, I throw that male back in. And if you can, I know Billy doesn't palpate well; he doesn't feel them. I got really good at it. Brian Gundy was my mentor, and Brian taught
Great
me.
mentor.
It was, and he taught me how to palpate, and he's probably one of the best at it. In fact, he's told me I will never own an ultrasound, and I believe him. But so when I could afford the ultrasound, I brought it in, and I knew beyond a shadow of a doubt, a lot of people, they do nothing but ultrasound, and they miss the opportunity for that female to breed at times because they're not actually producing follicles or building until you introduce that male in. So, in my opinion, just put the male in, every 10 to 15 days, and you should start to feel it and know that, they're going to go. Once they hit about 10, 15 millimeters, you can feel them. They feel like BBs. A lot of people don't want to squeeze that animal. You got to get that middle finger in that belly to feel them, though.
Mm-hmm.
That's what she said.
Early on with me, I was afraid to hurt them. And Brian says, get that finger in there, push on it.
That's what she said.
That's what I find.
This is just awesome.
That's what I find most people's problem is when
They're
they're trying to
afraid.
learn how to palpate. They think they're going to hurt it. But these snakes are made to crawl through the tiniest little fucking holes that they can find, right? Like, you're not going to hurt it by feeling up into its chest cavity a little bit.
Yeah.
So, now here's the thing. So, what I've always done, I think we talked about this the other day, last week. I don't put my male in until the females have already reached, 1.5 or more. Right. And I've done that for, 5 years, 6 years, maybe even longer. Now I'm going to start where at 7 months, we're going to start putting the male in, where she's just starting to build. That's usually the time that they start to build from the last time they lay, around the 6-7 month area or range. So I'm going to start putting a male in because I want to see if it helps push her cycle or her building process faster. I know a few people do it. I've never have really. I just sort of, here you go. Like we ultrasounded today and a bunch of females. Okay, here you go. Put it in. If they have small follicles, we don't, because we actually have so many females that are going to, one male. So I don't want to sit there and just throw a male in, to all these random females when, there's 6 now that need that sperm. They need it. They're ready now over the next 3 months. And that's how we do it. But I do want to start having it where at that 6th, 7th month mark, when she last laid, I'm going to see if that helps, speed up the building process. But
well, I'm going to add to what you said there, because I mean, a lot of these questions are being asked by people that don't have 10 million females, and or 100 of them, whatever. But so if you have a male that's only going to be breeding one female, you can use that male up. But like you said, if you have a male that's going to be hitting 5, 6, 7 females, you can't do that. You have to limit the time in with those females. So I get what you're saying.
Yeah, so it depends.
On that, if I've got one going to 5 or 6 females, absolutely, I'm going to ultrasound and make sure that male needs to be in there.
Yeah, and
otherwise, because if that male goes off food, you're done.
Yeah, been there, done that. Yeah, I say that to the same people. I'm like, how many males, do you have? How many females is this male going to? Oh, it's only going to the one. I'm like, you know what? Put it in every 2-3 weeks or every 4 weeks, until you see an ovulation or she doesn't want to lock anymore.
If you screw up with that one male and you got too many females and he goes off food, you just lost all those.
All those, yeah.
So, And
So-
another thing is when I buy a male, I don't buy just one. I buy at least 2, sometimes 3. Because if I buy one male, you know damn well he ain't breeding.
Yeah.
You better have a backup.
See, that's funny because, you know, back in the day, I was always like, no, they're good. They go, you know, if they don't go the first year, they go the second, but they're usually great. Last year, was it last year or the year before? I think it was,
With the clown pod?
well, a bunch of stuff. No, but where all those animals would breed a couple females and then go off of food. I think it was the last 2 years, yeah. And it was just like, wow, like this all of a sudden hasn't really happened as much it is now, where it's like, oh my God, like, hey, how come these aren't breeding? Oh, it's like 12 of those males aren't eating. You know, it's like, oh my God, it's like, wow. And then where's your backup? Fuck, you know, you got one, but it's not the one you want. It's like, damn it. So we've started doing that, purchasing a bunch of more males, holding a bunch of more males back. I think right now I'm running currently this year 150 breeder males. So
I've got about 70 myself, and a lot of those males are not ever going to do anything. They're just backups.
yeah,
You know, and then I've got a couple backups to backups. You know, but you know, like the Scaleless project, when I first got into it, you know, I went and bought 2 because I knew if I just bought one, I'd screw myself. And sure enough, the one I originally wanted, he wouldn't breed. So I threw the second one in there, and I got, you know, towards the end of the season, I finally got the second one breeding. But you know, I would have missed out a lot had I just bought that one, and I knew better. But I spent so much money on those 2 males, I couldn't buy any females at the time, so it put me 2 years behind when I couldn't make females.
yep.
So sometimes it helps, but most of the time it helps to have, you know, a couple extra males that you may not actually use. Just hold them back, and then, you know, and a lot of times I'll hold back 2 or 3 of one thing, you know, and so I look to see which one looks better, you know, is growing the best over time, the best eater, you know, and then once I start breeding, if he's going to breed for me, then I dump the rest, you know, sell them and get them out of there. That way I have room for other animals that I'm bringing in. So
We have William Sanford.
Earl is a stand-up guy, a great person, and an even better friend. Also, yes, visiting Earl is a blast.
Yeah.
Nice.
thank you. Yeah, he was a +1 back in February of last year. He was a +1 to somebody else I invited out here, and he's welcome back anytime. I mean,
Awesome.
he can last.
Don, our fellow Canadian, Don from Pear Tree Pythons.
Hey, Earl, good to see you on here. Any idea how soon you could start pairing a female that has reabsorbed her follicles? Can you reset her cycle?
So, you know, I mean, anytime I have a reabsorption, 90% of the time I'm going to give that snake a year off. You know, that's just me. I mean, the simple fact is, like Billy said, 7-8 months, start pairing them again. You know, I just typically give them the year off. Same thing if they slug out, you know, or you start getting a lot of slugs. I had one several years ago that, you know, she'd lay 8 good eggs. And the next year she'd lay 6 eggs and 2 slugs. Then the next year she'd lay 4 eggs and 4 slugs. So, you know, I reset her, just give her the year off. I'd get a really good clutch out of her, you know, and then she'd start on that slug stuff again. So typically when they reabsorb, you know, give them 7-8 months. You know, if you don't need that female for anything, you know, special, just give her the year off and start her over. Just reset her all together.
Cool. Good to know. So that's another thing too that I haven't really done, and we're going to start doing that moving forward. I have so much data and info that was always in front of me for so many years that I never recorded. Like, hey, if you did this, that, I don't even know that. Like, you know, we had about 4 or 5 females reabsorb last year. You know, we expected, you know, get this one. She's got to be huge, almost gravid right now. Austin would hand her to me, ultrasound her. I'm like, oh my God, she reabsorbed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I hate
they're
that.
huge and they got nothing in them.
Yeah, I hate that. And the thing is we didn't even mark them because it's like, hey, you know, did they reabsorb every year? Or I haven't even tracked that because all I remember, there was a few, it's like, I couldn't even call them. I know it was in that first couple of racks because I think one of them was a pied. And I think the
Yellow Belly Dream.
The Yellow Belly Dream. My Yellow Belly Dream reabsorbed. Like, come on. Like, come on.
See, and I've got notebooks for every year. I'll have what I'm pairing female wise. I don't even write the males in that book. I write them what I'm breeding, the females too. And then halfway through the book, I'll have when they laid, and then at the end, I'll have all the reabsorptions or whatever. That way, I can always go back from year to year. I mean, I've got them from day one. Where, for instance, I've got one that slugs out. I can go back and see what she was doing, which most of our animals, I mean, yourself, if you're producing new and great things, your females aren't there very long to start with.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But early on, I kept a lot of these females because they were big girls laying 12, 15 eggs, but I kept track of everything, but also so that if I pop out something strange, I can go back the last year and say, okay, well, I paired it to this. I'm not a big believer in the retained sperm. I know it happens, but I don't think it happens near as much as you hear about. I think that's a lot of people putting other males in there and forgetting or not marking them down.
Or not seeing a lock.
Yeah.
And then
exactly.
changing it.
You put 3 different males in there and you don't see a lock. Well, that doesn't mean it didn't lock.
1,000,000%.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, I mean, if you have another male in there and you didn't write that male down and 6 months later, 7 months later, you got eggs on the ground, you've already forgot about that male. I've done it.
Yeah.
So now if I put a male in, I write down, I put that male in regardless.
Yep.
Even if I don't see a lock, because like right now I got, 19 pieds going and none of them are, I got 3 or 4 breeding, but the rest of them I've been rotating, heads in there. So I need to know which ones are going in there, because I'm switching them up. If it ain't locking with this one, maybe it'll lock with this one. So
and done the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think we've all done that, eh?
Yeah.
That's why I like having some super combos on the background. You know what I mean? Where
and then you know that the super pastel yellow belly orange dream, granite het pied was in there and he locked, right? But you pop out a Mojave. It's like, well, where'd that come from? Well, the leopard Mojave was in there early on and he didn't lock. Well, guess what? He did lock.
Mm-hmm.
You just didn't pay attention.
Chad.
Like some of them lock up and they're like 15 minutes. Some of them lock up for 3 days.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. So here's something funny. So we have a chat going on here on YouTube, and you can't see it. But Chad from Richie's Recessive says, hey, Austin locks with females and they have no idea. I had to, because that's fucking good.
Reading it all.
Oh, man.
Dude, you know what? We don't even want the guest to see the chat, because the chat's a fucking monster on its own.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, we've got our own thing going on. They got their own thing going on. We bounce back and forth between each other, but it's its own monster, man. It's crazy.
I that from time to time. I got it on my phone sitting right beside me. But,
well, you should know, because you were on there, bugging me about my hair and all the other shit. Yeah, you were in there. You were in the monster fucking around. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, I throw a few plugs in there from time to time.
Yep. No, that's good.
MJ Designs is on there.
Yeah. So back to Ethan's question. With the without having an ultrasound, there's going to be signs. You'll see them bowl wrapping and stuff like that. And what I tell people, you've got a 3-month, 4-month window while she's building and starting to build until she ovulates. If you just got to put that animal in, 2-3 times. Sometimes it only takes 1, but you need to look for that window for those 3-4 months to pair that animal.
Yeah.
And look for the signs, bowl wrapping, and
Roll it upside down.
Yeah, hungry, always on the cool side. You just do that.
She'd probably be laying awkwardly too sometimes.
Yeah, like you said, on the side.
Roll it upside down. The main thing is that feeding response. They just start. I mean, you can't give them enough food.
Yeah.
When you open a tub and she's lunging out at you, chances are she's ready.
Yeah.
Oh, here's Jacob from Sybil Serpents. It's sort of what you already brought up. It's like, how long will females retain sperm? If you lock too early, will she retain sperm long enough to produce fertile eggs when she's ready. Depending. I mean,
Yeah, I mean,
It's-
a lot of times if you get it late in the season, it can carry over and she'll be your first one to lay the next year. But, like me and you, we kind of almost year round anyway.
correct.
So
Yeah.
it's different for us. When I first started, I would say, I don't know. I guess they can.
Yeah.
But I'm not a firm believer in it yet.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't have a lot of data on that. So,
Yeah. But it says if you lock too early, will she retain long enough? Well, that means by that question, you lock too early and then you stop pairing her.
I think
yeah,
you mentioned
that
something
can
like
happen.
that.
Yeah.
That can happen because I've stopped pairing some and I ultrasound them and there's really nothing there. I mean, or I missed them, and because I'm not the best at ultrasound, I'll be honest with you, until they're fairly good size and I can see them real well. But and then all of a sudden, I've got one ovulating and I haven't put anything to her, and it's like, oh crap, maybe she did go. So yeah, I think you can do that if you pair a little too early. I always try to tell people don't start until about November. Start cooling your temps down if you're going to do the cool downs mid-October, and then by first second week of November start pairing, and you should be fairly close to done by late February on a normal season.
Now,
I know you have a little different. You don't cool your temps; you just cool the room, and I'm starting to do the same thing now.
yeah.
So, and we're all pretty much year round, so it's a little different with us,
Yep.
It's like the snakes adapt already to like the hotter temperatures.
Yeah. I mean, you can't just throw them in there at 90 degrees and start. I mean, you kind of, I know Billy used to cool too at one time, and I've kind of raised my temps back up and it just dropped the room down now. So
It's a little bit
and it
easier, I
helps with
guess,
the
for
humidity,
us.
too. Well, it helps with the humidity with me because I can run 85, 90% humidity in my room.
That's
Jeez.
crazy.
Without humidifiers.
Yeah.
So with the dehumidifier, I'm bringing it down. I mean, right now we're sitting at
63.
75%.
Oh,
So
still high.
and that's pretty high for me.
Yeah.
I like to keep it right around 70. So when you're dropping your temps down to 78, 80, that 75% humidity is killing you. I mean, that you're looking for respiratory infections quick. So bringing the temps back up in their tubs and just dropping the room, I think is going to help a lot with that too, where I don't have to worry about that as much anymore.
Yep.
Yeah.
Burton Lapierre. Earl, how did you get started and what ignited your passion?
Well, so my dad used to tell me the only good snake's a dead snake, and just to prove him wrong, I went out and caught my first rattlesnake when I was 6.
You're like, look what I caught.
I love it. So many people like that. It's like,
That's crazy.
how did you get into ball pythons? Well, I couldn't when I was a kid. As soon as I got out of the house, I went and got a snake or a reptile.
I had a rattlesnake in my bedroom when I was 7.
Oh man.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, he didn't say he listened to his dad.
I didn't, yeah. And my dad to this day hates him. I mean, he won't even come over here. But we used to have a rattlesnake that was, it was a pretty good sized snake. It was about 5 feet, and we had it in a 40-gallon aquarium. And you come over, and there was a little slit in the top. You drop $5 in the top, and you stick your face up to the glass. And if you didn't flinch when it hit the glass, you got what money was in there. And hell, it got up to like $3,500 before somebody finally won it.
Jeez.
And
Damn.
and an eight-year-old girl won it. I mean, she stuck her face up there and didn't flinch whatsoever.
Wow.
I mean, I lived there with the snake every day doing it, and I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
That's great.
We should have something like that at the facility.
Nah, no.
It's like
No.
have Austin like almost punch people for money. That'd be
That
cool.
wouldn't scare him, would it?
Oh, cheap shot.
Yeah.
I had to go there, Austin.
Also good.
Yeah, I mean, I used to go out. I mean, I grew up in California, and people don't realize that because my accent and everything. But I was actually born in Lodi, California. I moved out of California when I was 11, and I moved to West Texas. And California, we always had like the little newts and salamanders and stuff like that in the creeks, but I never really saw a lot of snakes. I mean, I was from the Stockton, Sacramento area. And so when I got to Texas, West Texas, we got everything. I mean, horny toads.
They're cool.
They're pretty much extinct here anymore, but used to, they were everywhere. And we didn't go a day without catching 10, 15 of those, So I've always had some kind of reptile in my life. And I did armadillos for a while. We bred armadillos.
Oh, it's got to be so cool in person. I've never seen one in real life.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're fun to catch, especially when they go down in the hole. You got to reach down in there and pull them out.
No.
You ever see the armadillo lizard?
Yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah, those are cool.
What, the armadillo lizards?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're pretty cool, but the real armadillo is better.
No, 100%.
When Billy comes here, I'll teach him how to catch one after it's been in the hole. They're pretty
Ain't
fun.
happening.
Oh,
I ain't sticking my hand
I'm
in any
in.
hole.
I'll do it.
I'll do it too. I'm
I'll
in.
do it.
Me and Elion got it.
But yeah, that's how I got into it, and then just my passion grew, and then my wife helped push the passion a little more when I got married. This time, my first wife, she hated anything that she didn't have something to do with. I bought my daughter some tortoises and some star tortoises back when they were, I don't know, $6,000 a piece, and I come home and they're upside down in their water bowl dead.
Oh man.
They needed a drink, and she thought that's how they drank. So
Jeez.
she wasn't able to get them anymore. But we've had, iguanas. I've tried it all. And
Nice.
the venomous snakes are where my real passion is, and then when I started seeing these ball pythons and what we could do with them, it's just insane. I mean, we can't do that with venomous. They don't have that kind of colors and patterns. There's some out there, don't get me wrong. We've got caramel albinos, and we've got melanistics and pieds, but it's not like what you're doing in the ball python industry. I mean, we can't cross them over, and I mean, I'm sure you could, but it's just very hard with venomous.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where it started. The main thing was my dad telling me there's no good, the only good snake's a dead snake, and you're never going to have one in my house. And I snuck them in anyway. And, you tell me I can't do something, I'm probably going to do it.
Oh man.
Or at least going to try it.
Yeah, no, definitely. So look at all these people. All this information's all about breeding, which is great. It's just awesome. Next one, balls for life. How many locks would you say you would do before giving up in one season? So myself, because I have the ultrasound, I'll lock, every 3 weeks. I think we're doing now 3-4 weeks. Every 3-4 weeks for that 3 or 4 month period. We'd ultrasounded one female today, and she's probably 3.6 follicle size, like pretty much eggs.
Yeah.
3.6, 3.7, a few. And well, you know what? It's like, this male, because a lot of our females now in the season are just starting to build. So we still have 2-3 months to pair these females. So it's like, let's put this male in one more time, maybe get a lock. But we've had certain locks already. But you just put that male in, and if it locks, great, just, more semen. And if not, it's not going to hurt because next week she's in with another female or he's in with another female. So, but I like to get at least 3. When they start building that very first month, 1.5, you get a lock. A month later, they usually grow around 1 centimeter a month. Number 2 at 2.5, number 3 at 3.5, and then 4.5, they're usually ovulating. So, and like Earl said, if it's just 1-to-1, you can actually put him in every week as much as you want. Yep. But if you lock, and that's the thing too, it's always, if you're buying breeder females, always ask when the last time they lay. Because if I breed a female and she laid, December 1st, which, I've had a few. So they lay in December. I get them back on food, and then January I sell them. And, they're back, there's 1,800 grams. You take it. Oh, I'm going to start breeding this. I don't care how many times you pair that female and how many locks you get. She ain't laying eggs for at least another 8-9 months. So,
that's a big deal too, because everybody's after these breeder females right now.
100%.
I mean, and don't get me wrong, I bought a few over the years, to get there a little quicker, but I tend to like to grow my own, that way I know where they're at, but yeah, if you're buying breeder females, you need to ask, when did it lay last? If it reabsorbed, whatever, you need to know that information going into that animal. Otherwise you could screw yourself for the whole season.
Yeah. And the male, you're wasting sperm on a male and a female that's, 8 months away from pairing. So, that's key. And also ask other information, like, how many eggs, how many slugs, if it did, like try to get as much info, because that animal now is part of your breeding project, and your breeding, it's something that's going to take you, year after year after year. And what also is great is if you're shopping around, and say we'll use the word the gene pied, you're shopping around for a breeder pied female. Say they're $1,000. Oh, how many eggs did it lay? Oh, it laid 5. Oh, great. And someone's like, wow, $1,500 for a pied. Like, why are you asking so much? Oh, because it lays 9 eggs. Well, I'll pay $1,500 for a 9-egg pied that lays 9 eggs all day over a female for $500 less that lays 5. Because all day long, because those 4 extra eggs is almost like having 2 of those $1,000 pies.
Yeah.
And your odds are better. It's just, you want to ask and you want to do your due diligence and find out when it last laid, how many eggs, and even if is it its first year, how many lays, time did it lay with you? Corey Woods is awesome with that. Like, he has here's the record of it. You can tell you when it laid and how many eggs and when it was fed and everything. So you want to ask.
I keep all that.
Yeah.
I had a guy come in. It was like 2 years ago, and I want a breeder female, anything but spider. And I was like, what's the problem with the spider? What are you? Well, it's all bad. And I was like, no, they're not. They're not all bad. I personally don't breed spider anymore. I got it all out of my collection. But so I showed him 2 bumblebees, and I had one that was like 3,900 grams. And I mean, she's beautiful, not a single head wobble at all of this snake. She laid one time for me 5 years ago, and she laid a really nice clutch, laid 11 eggs. The other one is about 1,800 grams. She lays every single year. You hold her by the tail and she'll spin like a drill bit. I mean, she's terrible. And I told him, I said, if it were me, I would buy the wonky one, because I know it's going to breed. It never goes off food. Where this other one had been off food for 5.5 months, and it hasn't laid a single clutch in 4 years. I breed it every year, nothing. And she goes off food for at least 4 to 5 months a year. So even though she's 3,900 grams and looks awesome, that's a pet.
Yeah.
I sold it as a pet.
Yep.
I'm not going to lie to you and tell you, hey, this is, the best snake. The wonky one has never produced a wonky looking snake. So, and the guy bred it, I think this last year, and he called me, he goes, hey, all these babies are perfect. They don't have any head wobble. And, I got 5 eggs out of her. I said, I told you, and the other one, I sold it as a pet, and hopefully they never try to breed it, because it's not going to breed. Yeah. And you get that from time to time. You'll get one clutch out of one, and then it just doesn't want to do anything anymore.
Yep. But definitely ask those questions. When it laid, how many eggs did it lay?
And if you're getting it from a breeder that you may not know, or even if you get it from a breeder, you always want to sex it just to make sure.
Well, if it laid eggs.
No, if it laid eggs, it's different.
If it laid eggs.
I'm sexing it either way. Like
I bought a proven breeder female that was at your place that ended up being a male 11 months later. Remember, we never thought to check it? That pastel pinstripe.
Yeah, who'd you get that from?
T-Dot, remember? Because he got it from somebody
he got
else.
it from some. Yeah, that's the
Like,
thing. Yeah.
I'm proven breeder female.
I'm
he was
sexing it either way. I don't care where it comes from.
Now I sex everything as soon as I get it.
Even if I see eggs, like, you never know.
Oh my.
You took the mom away and wrapped this around it. Took a picture.
Yeah. So I mean, do your due diligence. Ask questions. If the breeder, especially now, can't even show you a photo. I always like to ask for photos of stuff like that, like, especially if it's a proven breeder on eggs. But even without the picture, you need to find out when it laid last. It's key, important, and also how many eggs it laid. So, I mean, I think those are 2 key things. You should always just do that, like clockwork when purchasing animals. Oh, if it's a female, especially a proven breeder, ask those 2 questions. It'll help you out and save your animals, and you're not stressing an animal out that just laid 2 months ago, now moved to a new facility, and now you're trying to breed the thing, and she's like, what the fuck? Like, get the fuck away from me. And you hear a lot of those people messaging
I had a guy
you.
about 45 proven breeders from me last year, all in one shot. And before he got here to pick him up, I already had it all laid out for him. You know, this one laid this date, this one laid this date, how many eggs they laid. I mean, I gave him all that information. That way he don't have to ask.
Yep.
You know, when he gets home, he's got all that information sitting there.
Yep.
And it just makes it easy. I mean, and sometimes we don't actually have time to go through and write it all out, you know, especially when you're doing 45 of them. But I'm going to take the time. If they're buying the animals, I'm going to take the time and give them everything they need up front.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Not everybody will do that for you. And if they don't have pictures, come on, guys. Everybody's got a camera phone now. I mean, for real.
Yeah.
You know, back 15, 20 years ago, it was a little tough to get pictures every time. I get that. But now we got all access in the world of that stuff. So.
Yep. And as another good point, if you are not taking, I mean, look at all of us, you know, hey, we got a picture of a lock. Hey, we got a picture of her on eggs. Hey, we got a picture of an ovulation. Hey, we got a picture of babies hatching, you know, and even YouTube. I mean, there's video and stuff. If you're not doing that now, get in the habit of doing it, because one, it's free, you know, free content for your social media platforms.
Yeah.
It's great because now, you know, if someone asks, oh yeah, here, bing, 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 bing. Here's the breeding or the pairing. Here's the breeding. Here's the ovulation. Here's the eggs. Here's the babies. I mean, it's all there. Here you go. And that's all you need. And there's, you know, and that's one thing that you have over these scammers. You know, the funny thing is over these fucking scammers, and you know what? It's one of those ones where if I ever see one, I know, I'm going to jail. I'm just going to walk up and say, hey, Billy from Mutation, bam, before he finishes the creation, he's going to be like, you know, on the floor picking up his teeth. I fucking hate them. They're always going to be around. And you know what? It's like, oh, if I find you, I'm going to, it's so shitty. And I've been on the bad end way back in the day. It was even worse. Mm-hmm. But they're taking advantage. Look at the signs.
Yeah.
You know, hi, can I see this picture? Can I see this picture? And everyone's on a different color carpet or table. Like, how many fucking rooms you have in your house? Like,
are there...
When you make something for the very first time, and I've got a guy in Texas posting those pictures for sale, and we've already seen that coming out of your facility. I mean, if you pay attention, if it's something that there's only one of, like, say my Super Fire Scaleless, the first one that was ever produced, all right? You know that's the only one out there at this point, you know? So if you see it popping up somewhere else, and I only posted 3 pictures of it, so I knew the signs, but say if you saw one popping up, you know where it's at.
Yeah.
You know, there's no way. And it's still happening today, you know.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
not like it was, 15, 20 years ago, but it's still happening.
But another thing that's good is people are seeing that and going, hey, fuck, that was fucking from Earl, or hey, that's fucking Miguel's. Hey, and then now they're reporting it, and you know, so it's not like you always have to be on there looking to save your shit, but other people are out there in this community that we're a part of. We're looking out for each other, and you know, but there's still people getting taken advantage of, and it fucking sucks. And you know, if I'm ever in a room and I know it's you, I mean, I'm going to fucking jail, and you know what? I'll do it again when I get out, just for the fuck of it. You know,
I got taken advantage of on some what was it, woman? Super
woman. But did you just call your wife woman?
Yeah, super pass.
Damn.
I do that too.
Really?
Yeah. Sierra finds it funny.
I think they were killer bees. A pair of killer bees back in the day. I mean, they were way cheaper than they should have been, and I jumped on it. And my wife, she's sitting there looking at me like, you're stupid. You know, she saw it coming, and I got scammed, dude. I mean, we've all been there.
Oh, yeah. I've been, you know, I mean, it happens, and it just sucks. And, yeah, there's the massager. I saw that last night.
If you just ever call me old lady, you'd be finding a dentist.
There you go.
I don't like that term, old lady, man. That bothers me myself.
Yeah.
But the lady's name is what caught me off guard and put up the red flags, and Earl didn't pay attention to it because
I was hell bent on getting them snakes, because at that time, I mean, this was years ago, and at that time, I mean, those snakes were probably, I don't know, killer bee back then was probably,
5K.
I'd
Yeah.
say 2,500 at least.
Yeah.
You know, and this lady's, and the signs, just like you were saying, the pictures she sent, there were several different backgrounds, and I didn't pay attention.
Yep.
But I was new into it, and I didn't realize there was that much scamming going on. And it was all of my appeals.
And
That
the
was her
name,
name.
all my appeals is what give me the red flag, but he was too hell bent on doing it and got screwed.
It's what it is, I mean,
Yep. No, we all make the
all been
mistakes.
there.
And I mean, they're getting more clever and clever and faster and faster. And you
I'll
really,
tell you another one. When the bananas, they were at about 18,000, maybe 17,500, and I got a really good deal at 10 grand on one. And the guy sent it to me, and it was sick as hell.
oh,
And I lost about $90,000 worth of animals because
Wow.
of that snake. Because I refused to put it down. Now, I mean, my philosophy is if it sneezes, it freezes.
yeah, I know a lot of guys are doing that now, and and I understand now with all these viruses that people that are out there, and now that they're seeing this and they're connecting things, and we're learning a lot more about ball pythons and some of the illnesses, and yeah, I mean, it's there.
And at the time, I didn't have a quarantine room. That was my fault because I didn't have a way to quarantine them. And I tell everybody, it don't matter who you get it from, quarantine them, man.
100%.
The thing about it is your facility is not their facility. So even just changing facilities can actually get that snake sick.
Correct. Any stressor, changing the bedding, changing
And
the temperature, the humidity, the noise.
But another thing is shipping. Okay, so if I ship my animals, I know my animals are clean when they leave here. But when it gets to FedEx, who says that my box ain't sitting on a box that's full of mites?
Yep.
I mean, and them mites are going to get into my box. The thing is, you're going to know that there might be 1 or 2 mites on the animal, so you know it wasn't coming from here. But I have seen that happen during shipping, and people don't understand that. These boxes are not 100% sealed, all right? And we don't know who all shipping at the same time we are.
Yep.
And especially in the summertime, the mites are really bad during the summer. So, I make sure I'm the very last one to FedEx to drop all my stuff off. I take as many precautions as I can shipping.
Yep.
Every time you get an animal in, you quarantine. It don't matter who it comes from. It's not that there's anything wrong with them, but the shipping process, getting it to you, just changing it from their environment to your environment, anything can happen.
Correct. And there's a lot of animals that are healthy, that look healthy and eat and breed and do whatever. The ball pythons, look, and we assume they're all healthy, but we don't know internally what's going on. And then when they do get sick from shipping or a stressor or breeding or something like that, when the animal does sort of now stress out, these other underlying, illnesses and bacteria and now start coming to the forefront and start, oh shit, now's my opportunity. Damn it, let's attack. And it's scary. But
this particular breeder was a big breeder too, and he knew what he was doing, But it is what it is. I mean, you learn from your mistakes. I'll never buy from that individual again. I don't throw names out there. If somebody called me today and says, "Hey, I'm fixing to buy an animal from this guy," I'd probably say, "No, let me help you out. Let me get you somewhere else."
Yeah.
But I'm not going to purposely let somebody deal with him if I don't have to. But I'm not going to tell you,
who it
hey,
is.
don't ever buy from this guy.
Yeah, I mean, it's sort of that.
It's a fine line.
It is. I mean, there's somewhere if I know that something's super wrong, I sort of almost feel obligated to tell certain people.
Yeah.
I mean, it's I don't know.
It is. It's a fine line because you don't want to badmouth somebody and ruin your reputation over his stupidity.
Yep.
But at the same time, if I know somebody's fixing to go buy something from them, I'm gonna tell them.
Yep.
Don't buy from this guy.
Yeah, and you got to realize we're dealing with living creatures. I mean, the stuff that we have. Oh, the hell, the animal's eating, it's peeing, it's pooing. Oh, it's a healthy snake. it could be sick. You don't even know. It's not showing signs. I mean, you just try to give it the best, everything that is required, and pay attention and keep it and not stress it out. But changing the bedding, moving it from the small tub to a bigger tub, shipping, all those can stress the animal out. Breeding. So it's.
I can tell you this: if you bought an animal from me and it got to you and it died 3 days later, I'm gonna fix the problem.
100%.
I mean, this guy, I called him up and said, "Hey, man, this thing is killing off all my animals. I've taken it to the vet twice. There's nothing they can do. And I did all the bait trail. I tried everything." And he's like, "Not my problem." Well, okay.
Yep.
It's not your problem. Well,
Yeah.
You just lost a customer, and you lose anybody that asks me about you. I won't let them buy from you. But
It's funny because I'm actually dealing with that now.
yeah, with that package you got.
Oh, no. I mean, that's the cool thing. Those animals that I swore were dead. Like, when in that video, man, I was just, I was heartbroken. I've never seen an animal in that condition at all. Like, it's just like, wow. And, 18, 19 years of me doing this, that was a first, and I pray it's the last. These animals here.
They didn't pull through, though.
Oh, yeah, they're fine. I did an update video, and people were saying, you might get respiratory infections because of the cold and the stress they went through, and thank God, nothing. And I did a video. They're eating normal meals now. None of them have missed a meal, even though I was, giving them ones that should be on weaned. I was giving them fuzzies and then pups, and I didn't just want to start, hey, let me give it a weaned. Oh, this one takes a small. Let me give it a small. I was feeding pups to the ones that I'm feeding smalls now, just because I wanted to make sure everything inside was right, and I guess extra precaution. But I'm showing these animals off yesterday, and they're healthy, fine, no respiratory infections, everything great, awesome. I get another animal in, and didn't even last 2 months, and it's upside down, dead. And I'm like, wow. So, I'm taking it in for some testing, and hopefully things go well. But if not, it's a shitty situation. But
I'm talking about them snakes frozen. My wife, we were sitting here watching TV one day, and I get a phone call from some lady out of the blue and says, "Hey, I got your number from the Texas Parks and Wildlife. We've got a bunch of snakes out here on our property, and we need you, to come get them." And I was like, okay, it's 36 degrees outside. The snakes are not moving. And it's like, okay, I looked at her and I said, "I'll be back in 10 minutes. I'm going to run up here and, this is stupid. I don't even know why I'm going." I took my boxes with me anyway. I get over there. What'd I bring home? 18 copperheads, 2 rattlesnakes, and I think a rat snake. And you just reach down and pick them up with your hands. I didn't need anything to pick them up with because they're frozen. I come home, I lay them on the living room floor until they start moving a little bit, and then, put them in cages. But they were literally frozen,
yeah.
I mean, that was on a warm day. It was 36. But they were moving a brush pile and overturned all these things. They were actually in their dens,
Yeah, and they just found it.
And Parks and Wildlife called me. He goes, "Man, I know this is a stupid call, but, I figured I'd send them your way." I said, "No, I caught the snakes." And he was blown away that I got them at 36 degrees outside. But so, yeah, I mean, they actually do better in the cold than they do in the heat, though.
100%, yeah. I mean, once it's too hot and they cook, they can't bounce back. So yeah, if anything, and I've learned that myself. I
had a guy last year. He calls me wanting to know if I had an adult pied because his daughter just killed his. And I said, "Well, what do you mean it just killed it?" "Well, she took it outside and it was 112 degrees outside, and they got it wrapped around their neck, and they were out there an hour and it died around her neck."
Damn. Yep.
I mean, it happens. They'll cook in that high heats like that, especially with the sun bearing right down on them.
Oh yeah. I've even been in that situation. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that I've actually been through, and it's like, wow, okay, lesson learned. But we have another super chat from Dawn, again, from Pear Tree Pythons. It says, "Earl, any tips and tricks to get a stubborn ball python to eat? I've tried about everything, but take them for the car ride."
Well, the car ride don't work. I can tell you that right now.
Yeah.
It's not a baby, but just got a charger horse. Oh, wow. You know, my personal feelings on them is I just let them not eat. You know, I'll try a mouse if I need to. I don't do soft furs at all. Soft furs here like $8 a piece, and I'm not paying that for them. So typically, if they're not eating, I just give them some time. They'll start. Yep. You know, if you got one that's 1,000 grams or so, it can be a problem. But if you got a 2,000 or 3,000 gram girl, it's not that big of a deal typically. Nope. I mean, but if I have to throw a mouse at it, I will. Yep. I can tell you this on babies, fresh hatchlings, if they just will not take a meal, this sounds like the stupidest thing you've ever heard in your life, but it works. I get vanilla extract, put a little tiny drop of vanilla extract on the back of the rodent, and the baby will take it every time.
Wow, I've never even heard. Have you heard of that?
Vanilla? No.
That
vanilla
Brian
extract?
Barczyk about 18 years ago. That was a Brian Barczyk trick.
Well, look at this. We're getting some shit from the fucking vault, man. Like this.
Hey,
I didn't even know this shit. What the hell?
I was going back looking at some really old videos of his, and I found this, and I was like, you know what? There's no way that shit's gonna work, because what do we put on a snake when they bite us? We pour alcohol on them. Well, vanilla extract has got alcohol in it, so why should it work? It shouldn't. But Brian Gundy, just a couple years ago, he was telling me, he said, "Oh, this snake just will not eat." And I said, "Put a little drop of vanilla extract on the back of the rodent and put it in there." And he calls me back. He goes, "Dude, that worked."
Fuck, here we go. Jesus.
So, I've told that to several people, and everybody I've told it to.
Okay, hold on. I'm sorry to interrupt. Hold on a second. I got to go purchase on fucking Amazon right now as much vanilla extract. Fuck, before it's all sold out. You think toilet paper was bad when COVID hit? Holy fuck. Everybody right now, look at the chest not even moving. Everyone's buying vanilla extract. Holy fuck. This is nuts. This is like Justin doing a fucking reveal on a new gene. My God. Vanilla extract through the roof.
Yeah, that's a Brian Barczyk thing. I learned that years and years ago from Brian Barczyk.
That's cool. I'm going to try it.
That is really neat.
I'm definitely going to try it.
You should.
Hey, don't put a bunch on it, just a little tiny drop, right on their back. And I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the sweet smell. I don't know. It won't work on one that's been eating and goes off food. I've already tried. I've tried it on adults and it don't work.
Oh.
But babies, it tends to work.
Maybe it's just the really strong smell. Like maybe it's just they're noticing something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, it'll be better than me from now on with the strong smell going like this to the baby going.
That's why they kept dying.
Here, baby.
I try to do everything I can before I have to assist feed. And, I'm pretty good at assist feeding, but, I typically don't want to do it. That trick does not work on rattlesnakes. We've tried it on rattlesnakes. And assist feeding rattlesnakes is a whole lot more difficult than
I wouldn't even attempt that. Like that's
the same thing.
Damn.
It's the same exact way, only we use tweezers putting it in their mouth, So yeah, I mean it all, as far as Don's question, I don't really have an answer to that because there's no way to just really get them back on food. Ball pythons are stubborn. They're gonna do what they want when they want. And I mean, that's pretty much it. You can try different rodents, if you have access to ASFs. I don't know if y'all have ASFs over there or not.
Yep.
There's a lot of states that don't because they're illegal. But so, I would try a mouse over an ASF. And then, if that don't work, then try the ASFs. When she's ready to eat, she's going to eat.
Yep.
I say they're a lot like humans because when we're stubborn and don't want to do nothing, what do? We're just going to be stubborn.
Yeah, and I'm going through some of the super chats. So here, I'm gonna just say this one and then go back. Bergman Reptile Room, is that imitation vanilla extract or the real vanilla extract?
I use the good stuff. I get mine out of Mexico.
Holy fuck! There we go. Mexican borders are fucking flooded now.
That's what it is.
Shit. All the cartels like, fuck that. You see all these snake people up in North America, man? Fuck the cocaine, man. We're going to be smuggling in this real fucking extract.
Maybe they are. Maybe that's why it's working.
That was awesome. Oh, shit.
Smash the microphone.
Oh, shit.
That's the first time I've ever got white vanilla extract.
That's amazing.
Is that, no, because every once in a while I hear you do this. I thought you were cutting up your vanilla extract.
That's funny.
Oh my God, that's awesome. So it's the real deal. Okay, and then we're gonna go back a bit, and same gentleman.
Hey, look here.
Oh, there you go.
Straight out of Mexico.
Damn,
Yeah, that's the good stuff right there. 100%.
so cool, man. I never even heard that at all. That's crazy. That's pretty cool.
It's got
So-
a better taste on it too for bacon.
Yeah, I poured over bacon too.
Oh yeah, I love vanilla bacon.
For
And
baking cookies and
we
cake.
do maple syrup too. Maple bacon. Oh, that's so fucking good.
Oh yeah, brown
Yeah.
sugar and cinnamon on it too. Yeah.
So Bergman Reptile Room again is, what's your guys' take on swab testing and sending to the lab? So
If you got that kind of money,
yeah,
you know, I mean,
and I'm understanding it more and more. So he's, this Nido stuff that's going around, that they've been testing it for 4 to 5 years.
The Nido's mainly in like green trees and stuff though.
Yeah, but now that they've had it, and they're doing a lot of testing on it. They're saying that a lot of the respiratory infections and stuff are basically related or stuff that's happening
This is
to
what I was
Nido.
told the other day. This came out of a really big source for green trees and stuff. But so the wild caught green trees usually don't have this Nido. All right, it's the captive bred animals
That do.
they're finding it mostly in.
Yes.
And so I was fixing to bring in some green trees from somebody, and he told me, do not do that, because basically my quarantine room is right next to my venomous room, and they're like, don't do that. I mean, you could lose every bit of your venomous animals by doing this. And so I started looking more into it myself, and it is spreading to other animals. And that, I think that's the way it's coming in. If you're getting it on these green trees and people are just bringing it in, again, quarantine your animals, guys.
Yep.
I mean, if you're putting green trees in with every, you got a lot of people that have 15, 16 different species of animals in one room.
How do you know where it's come from? Yeah, and it's impossible to trace where it started or who has it, but Snakes and the Fat Man have a really good episode, as well as pack pythons. They've been sort of putting stuff out as well. And I watched the one because I always love the stuff that Chris puts out on Snakes and the Fat Man. And I watched that episode, and I was just like, what? This and that? And many of these animals, I mean, the numbers, I don't want to give them away. I'd rather you go and watch this episode. I think everybody should, go to that episode on Nidavirus on Snakes and the Fat Man, because listening to some of these things, I'm just like, really? Holy, like, I mean, it's some scary shit. And there's so many, animals that, their whole life are asymptomatic carriers, and they don't show any signs. And I mean, that's scary in itself. But some of the numbers and the stuff that goes on, and they're doing more research. I think they're 4 or 5 years deep, starting to understand this and trying to, find ways to work around it. And I mean, it's quite interesting and fascinating. And I think it's something that people should start being aware of and looking.
Well, and that's another reason why your captive bred animals are so high when it comes to, like, your green trees and stuff, because they're actually doing the testing for them. And it's like $130, $140 to have the test done. And you have to actually swab the snake and then send it to your vet.
Yeah, now actually it's as cheap as I believe $20-25 in the U.S.
Huh.
So I guess because now the procedure to find out are the testing, but then there's things that you could test your animal. I guess I'm still new to this. Between shed cycles, I guess it can shed off the virus,
Right.
on the test, and then you can test it 3 months later. It's negative, and then 3 months later it's positive. And I'm like, what the fuck? And there's asymptomatic carriers, that animals that live their whole life. And
Yeah,
It,
we've
it's just
elected not to bring the green trees in for that reason, just because I don't want to take the risks.
Yes.
With everything else that we do already.
Yep.
You know,
And they
it's
are a
not
very,
optimal.
very, those animals there,
Very
you can't
prone to
feed fast. You got to, like, they need their temperature spot on. That's a whole different animal.
I love chondros because chondros, they're kind of like working with venomous that can't kill you. Because chondros are pretty aggressive and they got bigger teeth and
Yeah, they hurt.
oh yeah,
I've been bit once.
Yeah,
Damn. Yeah. So-
they're not fun.
Yeah, once I got bit once, I was the wuss bag and went and got those fucking big, thick leather gloves and, getting the hook and then taking it out. And, the gloves went to almost my elbow. Yep, they fucking hurt. And that was just a 2-year-old. When they're bigger, man, you can get nerve damage and shit. No, thank you.
Their teeth are pretty big, but they can catch birds out of trees flying by. They jump up and grab birds flying by. So
Yeah.
imagine, and that's flying by. They got to get a grip on that thing. So imagine what it can do to you.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's nuts. Justin from Legacy Morphs. Thoughts on Scaleless never being shown on eggs? Something you want to get into? Something anything?
I will.
Okay.
Because, there's a lot of controversy. There's a lot of people out there that have no clue what they're talking about. And, and it irritates me when I hear all these people talking about it and yet they don't work with the project.
That's where most of the chirping is.
Yeah.
Yep. So here's the thing. It takes 5 to 6 years to get a female up to size.
I did not know that. Is that most of the females or all of them? Or
all
some?
of the scaleless in general.
It's because they're always in shed, isn't it?
Yeah, they're always in sheds.
Yeah.
So if they eat, they shed.
Mm-hmm.
And so I've got some that are about a year old on this last batch, and they're 300 grams at a year.
Oh,
so
wow.
Think about that. It takes several years to get them up to size. Daniel Allison is the only person I actually know of that has females large enough to breed. I haven't talked to him this year. I know right before he got sick last year, he did have one that had follicles, but it didn't get bred because he was in the hospital, of course.
Yeah.
So
That was another thing that I heard was that there was no follicles ever to be found in Scaleless. That was another rumor that I've heard many times, but I can't, say yay or nay because
I can only say what I saw, and Daniel did a short video ultrasounding, and he had one on with follicles. They were very small. I'm going to say maybe 5-10 millimeters. Very small.
Yep.
But they were there.
Okay, that's a positive note.
Will they lay? I don't know. Here's the deal. I believe in the project. I always have, and until I prove it myself to be viable or not viable, I'm going to put all the information out there one way or the other. If they reabsorb, if they come out all slugs, I don't care. I want everybody to know the truth about this project. A lot of people blame Barczyk for ruining this project, and the simple fact is Barczyk didn't ruin this project. Did his first snakes die? Absolutely.
Yep.
But I think any of us that would have had those snakes would have killed them. We didn't know enough about these animals. They have to be, strictly dry conditions, until right before they shed, and then you spray them down real heavy. I don't use any chemicals at all. I don't use the bag bomb and all that crap. I don't have to because I pay attention to the animals. But anybody that would have had that project early on, if it would have come to me, I would have killed the first 2 or 3 of them too. I guarantee you, because I thought the same thing. They need to stay wet because they don't have scales. And all we did was rot their skin and give them blisters and everything else. But over time, we've learned that keeping them dry, feeding them. I don't say we feed live here. We don't feed frozen thawed on anything. I don't care. That was the one thing I told Daniel, early on. I said, if I have to feed frozen thawed, I'll put them in the freezer. I am not going to be, taking all these precautions with these animals. If they can't eat just like the rest of them, I don't want them. And I've never had a problem with them. I don't feed anything over a small, even to my adult females though, for that reason. Anything over a small, you can guarantee he's going to tear that snake up.
Yeah.
You know,
No, it makes sense.
you can
Slow to grow.
take mediums and larges on your regular ball pythons, and they can tear them up. If that snake doesn't hit them right away, that rat's coming back to eat. I mean, it's simple. So we don't feed anything over a small rat here anyway. But when we feed smalls, now, you know, you got 4,000 gram females, they need more than a small naturally. So I'll feed them 2 or 3. So now they're getting a jumbo when it's all said and done, but they didn't have to stress to eat it. So
Cool.
no, the answer to that is it takes several years to get them up to size. I don't know what Daniel's doing right now. I've been real busy. He's been real busy, you know, catching back up from all the COVID stuff. And so I haven't talked to him a lot. I do know he's got at least 2 females that are ready to breed, and hopefully he gets them on eggs this year, one way or the other. I won't have any for probably another 2 years myself, and hopefully, you know, he's proved it out before I can get there. But I'm not going to say one way or the other that they're viable, because at this point we don't know. You know, I do believe in the project 100%. I knew this question was coming up, and, you know, I mean, so yes, I wanted to talk about this because I have been in this from day one. So, guys, there's a lot of rumors out there, and most of the people starting all this crap have never even played with one. They've never even touched one, and it just blows me away.
Yep.
I got a little feelings on that project, as you can tell.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, good to know. I mean, I'm glad that you put it out there, and it's like, you know, I'm in the project, but I only have scaleless heads. I hit my first scaleless, first visual scaleless.
Go grab that fire.
Oh, he's gonna show off the
Go,
yeah.
actually, bring the
scaleless,
fire.
scaleless.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, or scaleless super
Well,
fiery hit.
I mean, I have that one female, the pied.
The super fire I don't have anymore. Daniel, I gave it to Daniel.
Oh, that wouldn't eat fucking had to eat frozen. Thought it went right to the freezer.
I don't like white snakes, so you know. I mean, when I made that, I'll be honest with you, that was a big FU clutch. I was told that I wasn't going to make one before somebody else, and so I made sure I made it before them, and I wrapped around my middle finger, took a picture of it, and sent it to them.
Jeez.
Yep.
And then I gave it away after I did that.
You monster.
But it's not my fire line, so I didn't want it.
Yeah, no. I did hit one, but unfortunately it was in one of those containers from 2 years ago that until I noticed I had a whole bunch of I used new tubs, and I lost like, I don't know, probably 60 eggs that season because I just figured, oh, there's no more of these tubs that I've used for the last 8 years. Oh, these ones look the same, and just did it. So I bounced back, and now, you know, I'm having much more success. You know, almost like 99% success with these new tubs.
This one's starting to go in the shed.
So cool. Look at that.
Yeah.
This is a year old. And, I mean, they're not max fatter. I got a
Look how
scale
cool.
right here
Like,
with
so,
the weight.
I love the color enhancement. I mean, even on the scaleless heads, the enhancement of the color is just insane.
Get it off of pounds. Let me put it on grams and see what this thing weighs at a year old.
Now, is there a reason? I guess
This is right at 200 grams at a year old.
Wow.
Damn.
is there a reason why you like growing them slow? Maybe.
But you have to.
You have to. That
Yeah.
You'll tear them.
Yeah. No. I understand that, but
You don't have a choice. They won't eat.
Yeah.
They go in the shed and they quit eating.
Yeah, it's one meal and then you wait for a shed. Then one meal,
One
then
meal
you wait for a
shed.
shed.
One meal shed. One
it's
meal
crazy.
shed.
Yeah.
They get fed about once every 3 weeks. Now this one right here will eat sometimes in shed, but this one only eats mice. He won't eat a rat. So you know, he's going to grow slower anyway.
So that would make sense because usually some females could get up to weight like 2 to 3 years. These guys just might take a little bit longer.
I have a female developing follicles in 18 months.
Yeah.
Like from
Yeah,
hatch
I've
day.
done it too. And,
Yeah.
and then it's crazy because, I mean, like I said, this is a year old. This should be breeding already, and it's only 200 grams.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's just no way. And, I mean, let's just check.
Right in the eye.
He's turning purple, but, you know, I wouldn't throw him in yet because he's just way too small. But now that's been the whole issue with this is once we finally got the females, Now we can't get them to grow fast. You know,
Yeah.
and so
See,
you know
that would make a lot of sense.
Well, a lot of the controversy was, well, they only get to 800 grams and die. Well, that's false. You know, I mean, you know what a FB40 tub looks like when you got one that wraps all the way around the tub and halfway up the other side. You know that's bigger than 800 grams. You know, but I know that there was one building follicles last year. These things are just awesome. I don't care who you are. The feel of them is just, I mean, incredible. This is a firefly. So, I don't sell them. I just keep them all.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not going to make a ton of them because I don't think that this project is going to be something that's going to be in every household, because they are a little harder to take care of. But the answer to that question is I think we will see one on eggs, hopefully this year, if not this year, next year. Because I know there's a few more people that's got some that are getting close. I've still got another 2 years out before I hit anything. So, but if you don't see it from anybody, I promise you, I'm gonna do it eventually, and I'm gonna show it all. I'm not hiding anything on this project.
In the background, the lower case with it looks like it's black with like a purple background behind you.
That's a silver rattlesnake.
Damn, yeah, it was just sitting there going up. Like, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a silver rattlesnake. This computer just kind of sitting here, so I'll put you right up to it.
Cool.
Get a small little tour. We should.
So cool.
That's crazy.
And this is a caramel albino.
Wow, look at that.
That's
thing.
awesome.
That's so cool. Now, what makes them rattle? Is it? Do they do that on their own, or is it because they have, fear or something like that, or is it
a nervous thing? This is a tiger. She'll probably rattle for you. Yeah, not. She ain't doing it. The tiger is one of the deadliest rattlesnakes in the world.
Oh wow,
That's crazy.
that's nuts.
There's the beast.
I guess cleaning them, you have to be careful as well,
That's
right?
so awesome.
They're so cool.
Everyone, hold this for a second. Hold it where they can.
Oh, you're gonna take out the monster.
The Gila monster.
Yeah.
He's pretty cool.
And those are the old Vision tubs, are they not?
Vision Rex, yeah.
Yeah,
Those are cool.
Back in the day, those were like the
Yeah,
I'm like, oh my God, I was dreaming of buying like those, instead of my tanks.
There you
Those
go.
are the things. That's so cool.
That's amazing.
they were the pinnacle at one point.
Yep.
Yeah, he's just as tame as can be.
That's crazy.
These things are awesome, awesome animals. I know. He just wants to crawl up on the computer.
Now, his diet, I guess, would consist mostly of rodents.
Rodents, eggs.
Nice.
They eat mostly rodents, but I'll give them eggs from time
Does
to
he
time.
like sunny side up or scrambled?
Pretty much raw is his favorite.
Yeah.
You can do scrambled eggs though. I feed them what I feed everything else. Boiled eggs, scrambled eggs. Roscoe eats a lot of eggs. Roscoe's the Cotamundi. I'm sure you've seen him on videos. But he eats a lot of eggs, so I'll do like scrambled eggs, mix raw eggs in with his food. But yeah, the Venomous, dude, he's just awesome. He's a fun little creature.
That's amazing.
Yeah, no, Shane from Small Town ended up getting one.
Yeah, so that was a really funny thing because he asked me to do a video on how to handle them and how we keep them and everything. And so I told him, I said, you see me, I don't wear gloves. But I told him, I said, here's the deal. I'm going to recommend you have gloves. You don't know what these animals are capable of. And unless you know that animal, the gloves make it where you don't have a heat source. So he was handling his all the time, and it wasn't trying to bite him. It's just a little bitty, beaded lizard. And in California, you can only have the beaded. You can't have the Gilas. So most people don't realize the beaded lizards get 3 feet long. They're a whole lot meaner too.
Damn.
So he's playing with it, and it's not trying to bite him. So one day he comes home from work, and his wife's not there, and he don't put the gloves on. He just reaches in and grabs him, and bam, got him.
Yeah.
And I told him, I said,
Yeah.
well, you broke 2 rules right off the bat. You handled by yourself.
And no
And
gloves.
you didn't wear your gloves. You know,
Oh,
you
but
made
Shane's
it-
Shane's an animal. Shane's like, dude, man, this world, I'm prepared for it. I probably do the same thing after a while, And then now he's learned. I've learned.
Yeah.
You learn the hard way, but then that's actually,
Well, when McGill was here, he's like, that's a beaded lizard? He said, they really get that big? And I said, yeah. He goes, so mine's going to get that big? I said, yeah. I said, you better handle it a lot while you can, because this one wasn't handled all that much. So when I got him, he was already full grown, and I don't take him out unless I absolutely have to. I mean, he hates life. He hates me. He hates everybody. So, when you take him out, like last night with clean cages, I just throw him in the living room and let him walk around. But you don't walk by him because he'll jump at you. He'll try to grab your foot, and
that's
it's going to be a pleasant fight.
damn. It's crazy, man.
Yeah,
It's okay. I'm gonna live my my venomous, anything that I want. I'm gonna live it through you.
Let's answer that question 100%. Within the next couple of years, you're going to know one way or the other, and I hope I'm the one to answer that question.
Cool.
And I hope they are viable.
Yep.
But one way or another, you will know in the next couple of years.
Awesome stuff, man. Sal from House of Gaia Pythons. If a female has good size weight to her and follicle size is 1.5 centimeters, 15 millimeter, and starts refusing food, is it still okay to keep breeding her, or is it best to stop breeding at that point? Thanks, guys. What's your take on that?
I think you can go ahead and breed her.
Yeah.
I mean, she's already started building. She's refusing food because she's building.
Yeah.
I've had snakes that go right before they ovulate, before they finally go off food. I mean, like the week before. I've had some that go off a month before. My personal opinion is breeder.
Yeah. If she has good weight.
Started.
Yeah.
As long as she's good weight. I mean, if you got a 1,200 gram that you're trying to start early, no.
Right.
But if she's got good weight on her, finish breeding her. She's ready.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've had that thing where people say, "Hey, you know what?" And I've done it like about 5 animals or 6, maybe 6 or 7 over, the last 2-3 years. Oh, if your female's not eating, she's like 1,200 grams. Throw a male in, especially a proven breeder, it'll start getting her to eat. Well, if it doesn't, then she lays slugs, and I've had more. Yeah, and it's like fuck it. And now to the point where I've had such shitty success. I know it works for others, but I'm at the point now where it's like, we had one today, 1,250 grams. Actually had follicles, and it's like, dude, it's just shitty eater. And we're like, yeah, fuck it. We just looked at each other like, yeah, fuck it. We'll wait next year, because if we start pairing it, she's gonna lay slugs, because the chances that we've had were shitty on animals actually. Oh, now I'm have a male inside me, and now I got to eat and get bigger. I fucking wish.
What if she don't eat? And what if she don't eat? And then it really puts her in a
worse bind. Yeah, because and I've had that, and we did that last year with the Super GHI pastel female, and I'm like, oh, cool, and I put the lesser spot nose clown to her. And I was going to make some crazy hats. I'm like, great. And put them in and locked. And didn't eat. And fucking 5 slugs. Like, God damn it.
It's always the worst.
But now we bounced her back. So now she's actually, eating pretty steady now. But, yeah, it really sucks. So my take on it, and I saw somebody else say something in the comments, too, about, the Da Vinci supplement. I've used it. I've been using it since September. We've talked about it. It has done wonders for our facility, and I love it. I just ordered 2 new bottles. They're actually I just cleared customs today, so I've got another 2 liters of it coming.
Really, you froze.
What's that?
What happened?
Oh, you froze.
There you go.
Oh, there you go.
It's just a lag.
That's your computer. But, so our experience with it, and this is what people, Bob Vood just put a post up, and there's some other breeders like, oh my God, people are, it's such a cult. They think that this is the miracle. No, it's not. I didn't say, hey guys, you got to buy this. I gave you guys my experience. And 3 months later, what's our experience, Austin? Huh?
I don't even know.
It is the miracle. That's what
Well, I mean, it's still working.
It is. Well, like I don't know. I think
Well,
I think that nothing will be fragile. Like, I think if we really want to, like,
Oh,
do this,
100%, but
it does help. Like,
But I
we've
mean,
had a substantial amount of females. Like,
to the
that-
point where would you stop using it today? Go, "Hi, this
No,
is
no,
garbage,"
no,
or would we continue?
I would keep using it.
Correct. That's our
Yeah.
and that's the thing. When we tell you guys how we breed or how we do this or why we cut eggs, and it's what works for us, and we like the results. Are the results going to work the same in Finland or down in Texas or I'm not sure.
And-
The thing is I like to test things and do things and find out. And we have we were running 150 animals on it.
Oh yeah. At
Yeah,
least.
we're doing about 150 animals for 3 months. I think when I can say, "Hey guys, this is my results," I think I have a pretty good fucking sample size, and if it doesn't work for you, well, that sucks, But
and you wouldn't be risking your animals like
But
Health or
exactly.
anything,
It's like, why
I-
would you even do that?
I've had this weird feeling that the Da Vinci or even the Flagell or whatever, it only works because you're consistently putting something in the animal's stomach that isn't water, and it's just
oh yeah,
constantly basically making its metabolism
build.
digest something.
Yeah, I mean,
And it just eventually the animal goes, oh yeah, food. Like
me.
I don't know if it's necessarily what you're putting in versus the fact that you're putting something of substance in, right?
Yeah, it has to do, I think, with some sort of thing in the ingredients that just causes them to want to eat
Maybe.
it.
I mean, like I said, I don't know. But the thing is I heard someone try it, and I'm like, well, fuck, it's all natural. Let me try some.
It probably like
And I did.
balances out like some sort of bacteria or something like in their stomach.
Well, back in the day, what was it? Vitamin A or vitamin? Back in the day, people just used like liquefied.
Drop or
Yeah, just liquefied some vitamin. I can't remember what it was, but they did the exact same thing and just used vitamins, and they swore by it for years. This is going back like 15, 20 years. But yeah, who knows?
Do you have any? I think. Do you have any like secret remedies or anything that you do that you like to? I mean, one of the reasons why I said that I tried this Da Vinci stuff, the supplements, is because you know what? If it doesn't work on these problem feeders, it's great because the last little while when I've had females lay eggs, I've had to, almost do weird things to try to get them kickstarted to get back on food, and
I'm gonna kind of give you the same answer Brian Gundy did,
okay.
because I use the same stuff, and again, it needs to be prescribed by a vet,
Right.
and I have a doctor that actually prescribes it for me to go pick up, but I haven't used it in years though. I mean, Brian told me about it years ago, and he told me straight up, he goes, "Earl, I'm not a vet. If it kills your snakes, it is what it is." And I was like, yeah, I get that. And did it work? Yes, it did. Did it work 100% of the time? No, it didn't. So, it's one of them deals where, I quit doing it years ago. I mean, I don't think we've used that in 7-8 years. That stuff that Brian told me about. So, 7-8 years ago, I don't do anything really. The one thing I do notice is, like I gut load my rats though. And so they're getting a lot of different nutrients out of the rats. Like we'll give them fruits and vegetables, as well as rat food. But I buy all my rodents. So when I bring them in on Fridays, then I gut load them with all these nutrients. And I don't have a lot of animals go off food. During the breeding season, yes, you're going to get a couple males here and there. But feeding the smaller meals, I've noticed that the animals don't go off food as much. We just feed more of them. I don't know if there's anything to that, but that's just what we've noticed over the time. And I think it doesn't matter where you're at, whatever works for you works for you.
Correct.
And, when people ask me about feeding, I just feed a lot smaller meals. Used to, I fed like mediums. I fed smalls to my males, and I would notice that, they would go off food more often. So I dropped everything down where my males never get anything over a rat pup now. They may get 2 or 3 of them, but they only get a rat pup.
Yeah, we're at weans. We're doing weans for our breeder males.
And like you were talking about on another podcast, you know, about growing your sale animals the same as you do yours. So whatever's left over goes to the animals that are for sale for me. I mean, I bring in enough rodents every week where I try to double what I need. And then if I have some leftover stuff, I throw it at the stuff for sale, you know, and try to bulk it up a little more. The drawback to that is, and you know, it's questionable. A lot of people, you know, like the walk-in people, they don't want big animals. They want babies, you know, so it's kind of a catch-22 if I'm feeding the heck out of them and I get them, you know, 400 or 500 grams and people don't want them. You know, breeders want them, but the average person don't, you know.
Yeah. Brian Gundy's in the building.
Oh,
Is he?
So, yeah, let's give him a big shout out. Hey, Brian. It's awesome. And another one, too, Chris Graham. And he put something here. I inject all my snakes and rats with test, which is testosterone, building an army.
That's amazing.
Fucking Chris, you're all... I had to see it. I just saw it. And I'm like, trying to, like, fuck. Sorry to interrupt, man, but fucking... Oh, Chris, that's awesome.
They're going to start growing extra limbs and stuff like that.
Fuck. My ball pythons can fucking, you know, but then you do that. Next thing you know, like, you can't be using the hybrid series. You got to use the steel because they're like fucking breaking out of the plastic tops.
Oh, no.
Yeah, he's over there got ball pythons with dumbbells and stuff.
Oh, shit.
Powerlifting ball pythons.
Their hemipenes are doing like fucking, you know, arm curls.
Oh, man.
Fuck.
That'd be nuts.
Chris Graham is crazy, man. I like that guy.
He's fucking awesome. But
Chris
yeah.
and Bo.
So yeah, Brian's here. I don't know how long he's been. I just saw his name. But that's awesome. Thanks, my man. Appreciate you coming. But yeah, a couple more questions.
I've been there for a long time.
Okay, here's one. Irie Reptiles. Can you name 3 of the biggest mistakes you've made trying to grow your business? What are 3? I'm sure there's more because I know I have many.
Yeah, not getting into social media early on. I think if you're going to grow a business, you need to be growing your social media. That means YouTube, you know, Instagram. I hate Facebook with a passion, but you know, at least the Instagram and YouTube, you need to be growing it as you grow. I mean, it was 5 years before I posted my first video, only because I'm in Elle, I'm a country bumpkin. I didn't like hearing myself talk. So, you know, I just wouldn't put it out there. And I think that's one of the biggest mistakes, you know, is people don't grow everything at one time.
Yeah.
Grow slow. You know, I went way too fast early on, and I almost burnt myself out, you know, the first couple of years, and I had to back off a little bit and get a pace. Brian will tell you, I mean, he was amazed at how fast I grew, and he told me, he said, "Earl, be careful, you're going to burn yourself out." And I was to that point.
Yeah.
So one of the biggest things is grow slowly. You know, this is not a race. We're not trying to, you know, beat somebody to the finish line. You know, I mean, if I never, you know, produce some of the stuff you're doing, I really don't care, you know, because of what I'm doing is pretty awesome. And, you know, I'm having fun, and that's what it should be about. And the biggest thing is have fun.
Yeah.
Don't be so serious about this stuff. My wife told me all the time when I was doing the first videos, quit being so serious. You know, if you're that serious about it, there's no way you can be having fun. And so when I stopped being so serious and went after it the right way, I'm having fun. You know, I mean, there's other things in life that matter, but you know, this is our life. I mean, face it, this is what we do, and it's going to be a part of our life till we're gone. You know, so just have fun. But yeah, social media is probably one of the biggest things, though. You know, is just make sure you grow everything together, and when as you're growing slowly, look, guys, you don't have to have Freedom Breeder racks. You don't have to have ARS racks. I started out in the shittiest plywood racks money could buy. I built them all myself.
Of course, that's why they were shitty. Come on, I was waiting for that part.
Dude, I've got a cabinet shop in my backyard, man. And But the thing about it was is I didn't do anything fancy, and until those animals could pay for those racks themselves, I didn't buy them.
Great advice.
When I did get the Freedom Breeder racks, holy crap, dude, it was awesome. They're so much easier to clean. But here's the thing: Freedom Breeder racks are worthless in your house 90% of the time because the air circulates through them too much, and you can't keep the temps up, you can't keep the humidities up. Freedom Breeder racks are best in a facility where you can monitor, the humidities and temps better.
Mm-hmm.
In your house, I'd say like your sweater racks are the best. But monitor that as you're growing. Don't spend everything on your racks. Put your money in your animals and make your animals work for it and pay for your racks.
Yep.
Let them pay for the business as it grows.
Yep.
Yep.
One thing about the racks, though.
Follow your dreams, not somebody else's dream. That's the biggest thing.
100%. And make your dreams big.
Yep. And the same thing goes with social media. You don't really need the fanciest camera to start recording videos or taking pictures.
No.
You could just
iPhone.
use your iPhone. Yeah, use your iPhone. Use anything you have, really.
Yeah,
I can tell you this. I've got nice cameras. I mean, really nice cameras. And my stepson, he uses an iPad. I got an iPad mini, 5th gen, with an external lens on it, microphones, and he likes it better, and it's really good quality. It's 4K. So, it's shooting just like these high-dollar cameras, and you don't have to have all that high-dollar equipment, to start.
Yeah.
It's nice, don't get me wrong, but, it just doesn't have to be there.
And one thing, too, is keep the receipt if you do buy it, because if your channel does grow into, like, a business and stuff, you definitely need to start writing things off.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
Get a tax person.
Yeah.
No, it's so true. Like, one thing is you can start off small, build your racks, custom racks, the way we all did. I had Malamine. When I got into this, we didn't even know what a fucking ARS or Freedom Breeder rack was, So, the thing is when you do, or if you are investing and you have that extra money to invest in a ARS rack or a Freedom Breeder rack, I think the animals, in my opinion, they do better. It's a lot easier because, for cleaning, it's faster.
It's a lot faster.
Yeah, the deli cup holders to live for.
Oh, definitely.
the wow. Because I remember back in the day, I used to have all my ARS racks, and then I would have all my hatchlings in custom made from a professional cabinet maker, Malamine rack with the clear tubs.
Mm-hmm.
And then I would go get those ramekins from the dollar store, and you'd clean them, and sometimes you'd push it, and it wouldn't be right, and it's like, fuck, all that water just spilled, man. Or you come back, the next day you come down and you have all this humidity on all these white clear tubs, and I'm like, what the hell? And it's, of course, they've knocked it over, so humidity's through the roof, and then it starts warping underneath because there's too much damn humidity. But the thing that really got me into swapping out to the dark tubs was because when we would walk by to the sink, you would hear all these snakes lunging at you, smashing their heads off the front of the tub.
Yeah.
And, imagine that now, all the animals we have walking in and out, and all the people walking in and out.
Yeah.
I would have, open up the snake, and it'd be, dead because the neck's cracked.
Oh, no.
The jaw.
Yeah.
It would try to eat you, and it would, the jaw would be,
Break
weird.
its jaw. Yeah.
But yeah, it's something, and especially now with that whole social media, it's almost like when you get these racks, it sort of gives you sort of like an elite status almost, but you don't need it, And the thing that I think is best is do what you do, and like you said, at your own pace. There's no race. If you've got to start and have PVC or Malamine for years to build up your collection, to build up your animals, to build up your experience. And guess what? You'll be taking pictures of them. Yeah, they're not high-end racks, but guess what? They're racks that you have these amazing animals in. And then guess what? A couple years from now, you breed, you get that excitement, and now you make some money. Now you invest, and then guess what? Now we can go back and see your journey, and you can show people, hey, I started here. Look where I am now, and that's where I'm heading. Everyone has their own journey. So
yeah, I mean, you were talking about the ramekins. My wife would get so pissed off. She walked in the house, the whole countertop in the kitchen would be covered in ramekins. Because you're in there scrubbing them out. And I had nowhere to dry them out in the snake room, so I'd bring them in the house and wash them.
Did you ever used to fucking pyramid them? Did you ever?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
and then you go to grab one by accident and you crack like motherfuck. Thank God they're 50 cents. You know what I mean?
And I got tile floors, so when they hit the floor, they just shatter.
Yeah. I've had that too. Because you try to go grab 2 or 3 at a time and hook your fingers in so you could carry them back and and smash.
Yeah, I started to find them. I found them on not Amazon, eBay. They were like, I don't know, I think they were 48 to a case. And I just buy 5 or 6 cases of them and have them on hand because I broke so many of them.
Definitely.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, cleaning days sucked because I tried to have enough to where I could put brand new ones in each week, and then I'd have to sit in here and wash them. Because in the snake room, I only have hot water, and it's like 130 degrees. So standing over that sink all day.
Damn.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Oh, yeah, I cranked that bitch up.
Apparently. Holy.
Man.
Well, hot water sterilization, Bubba.
I was going to say, he sterilizes as he cleans.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so, we'll go back to this because I think this is important. And Earl gave his 3. What do you think 3 of your biggest mistakes that you've made getting to where you are now?
First big one was listening to people that I shouldn't have listened to back when I was in it the first time, which happened a lot, and ultimately led to me getting out, or the first time. I don't know. I like that. That's the biggest one that I could think of. When I was in it before, I did have a female die because of something we were talking about earlier, actually. And I paired a male to a female that was a little bit smaller. I think she was like 1,150 grams. Because I was told, pair them up, just leave them together for a little bit. Don't let them mate or anything. Just separate them, and the female will go on to food. And then she went another 8 months without eating, and just one day was upside down in her tub.
Yeah.
So that's one. That's going back like 12 years.
It's hard because there's so many little things too. Like here's one that I'm faced now. I've got the lives going on. I've got Patreon. We've got YouTube. We got the general, hustle and bustle of what we do at the shop. We just moved to a new facility. And during that time, we have so many other things that they're not as important, but I think they're more important than me catching up on my emails, posting animals I have for sale.
Yeah.
People are like, hey, Billy, what do you got for sale? What do you have for sale? I'll get you a list. It takes me a month to get a list. But guess what? The animals are fed. The animals are taken care of. The animals are clean. We're doing the stuff to where, we're now settling in and working. We brought the animals over and just started pairing now that they've been settled in the shop for 2-3 months, getting them to eat, getting them settled. I had somebody today reach out. It's like, hey, man, I sent you a message. No one got back to me. It's been 5 days. And I said, hey, you know what? I understand that you left a message Wednesday. I'm reading it now. I don't check my emails over the weekend. Yep. So technically today's the 3rd business day. I'm sorry, we're super busy. And, I'm replying to you now. But you also have to realize I get 100 to 150 messages a day, text messages. It's nuts.
Yeah.
So a mistake I have is we're growing and we're at a place where we're big and we can't do everything properly. And, the thing that we're getting posted, my sales of animals are lacking because I'm not posting. My emails aren't getting emailed or messaged back to people because I don't have enough time or manpower, which we're working on, but because there's other things that are more important if I had to choose, not that, hey, my customers aren't number one and hey, you know what, I got to respond to these people. That should be my number one priority. My animals, because they're living and what we need to do, my mistake is we have a whole bunch of things, and people are going to learn this about this hobby. It's not just buy animals, clean them, feed them, breed them. There's social media. Look how many posts when before I was posting almost daily on Instagram. Now I'm doing 1 or 2 a week, or I'll do 5 in a day. I'm slacking there. I'm slacking on emails. I'm slacking on posting animals for sale. So all you amazing people out there can go, oh shit, that's what I need. And what sucks is I'm gonna post an animal. We got like 100 animals or 200 animals going up in the next couple weeks. Oh my God, if I knew you had that last week, I would have bought that instead. Or, oh, that's the perfect animal. I had to buy this one. So, we're making a mistake at Mutation Creation because there's so much to do. And there's so many facets.
It's really hard because like I work full time. I work nights. So, and I work 6 on, 2 off. And then every 5 weeks I get a weekend off. So when I get up every day, I look at my phone and there's probably 30, 40 missed calls, 100 emails, 20, 30 texts. And I've got 2 hours to get ready for work and get to work. So most of my stuff doesn't get answered right away. I mean, I'm going to try to get back to you as quick as I can, but it'll be, and I'm really bad about this. I'll hit people at 8, 9 o'clock because I'm calling everybody in order that they called me.
Yeah.
And people are like, well, it's awful late. And you know what? I'm sorry, but, I work nights, which is great for the people over in the UK and all that because they start hitting me at midnight, and it's 6 over there.
Yeah.
So it helps keep me awake all night. But it's hard, though. Justin helps me, clean cages. If it wasn't for him, I'd be screwed.
Justin Kambilka, man, you got a pretty good fight. Wow, I got respect for you, bro.
Yeah,
he comes on on the weekends.
Jesus, man.
Yeah.
Does
you know what the funny thing is? I've been begging him for years to do it, and he doesn't respond to my calls.
Let's rephrase that. This is my stepson, Justin.
Okay.
But he said he wishes he wouldn't be living with me. He started cleaning cages for me. What about a year ago? Maybe something like that, and. It's been a big blessing for me because what happened was I started working, every single day. I didn't have a day off for like 30, 35 days. And I told him, I said, dude, I'm having hell keeping up with these cages, because I'm not getting any sleep. And I get 3 to 4 hours sleep a day anyway. So he started helping me and now it's, worked in that he does all the adults all week long. And then I take care of all the juveniles and babies. And it's been a big blessing. As soon as I get off here tonight, I'm going out there to finish cleaning all night.
Yeah.
And so, people don't realize that, though. We don't have just all the time in the world. If you didn't have all the people working there that you do, then what? You'd never have any time. I know they screw off an awful lot. Don't get me wrong. I see it. But we all see them screwing off. But those guys help you a lot. And without them, you'd be in a world of hurt right now.
Yep. No, and I think another thing, too, is you hear a lot of mistakes that people are making. I mean, there's one that was with a breeding loan. Breeding loans.
Oh, never.
I find breeding loans, I've been probably 80% on the successful side. But when I breed, it's people that are close. Austin, Elion, Chris. I've had others in the past. I've had people that it's when we hit something, it's fuck. There's only one. There's always someone's gonna get fucked out of the clutch, not on purpose. It's just that's how it rolls. But the thing is all I know is I beat Austin up a few times this year, and then when we hit the leopard ghost clown, 50% het monsoon. I'm like, you know what? It's a male. You have that. Fuck, I don't even have one of those.
Yeah.
I have other ones, but I know that it helps him take, so I beat him up on a few things and I gave fuck. And it's almost like I wish I let him beat me up so I could get it out. But you know what I mean? It's like, I'm sitting here and I'm like, hey guys. And even with Chris, there was a bunch of stuff and I'm like, hey dude, the odds were shit. You know what? I've got all these females already breeding. You know what? Take the whole fucking clutch. I didn't get anything from that clutch with my male. True story, right?
I remember. Yeah, I
Take
was
the
there.
whole thing.
Yep.
I got fucked, but I didn't get fucked because I go into these knowing that, hey, there's a chance that things are going to go good and things are going to go bad. If they're great, awesome. But at the same time, too, he can never say that, every time I do a breeding loan, I get fucked. Like, yeah, that's possible. It could be done. But you got to do it with proper people and stuff like that. Protect yourself. Do things. Never let the male go out. If you're doing a breeder loan, always have the females come to you. And you know, but there's people that have been, you know, there's one on, you know, that was sort of called out. And it just sucked how it went. And, you know, not everything is golden. And you almost want to sort of stick to yourself and do this, you know, yourself, because you hear the horror stories. And thank God, I mean, I like, that's the thing. I'll keep doing them with certain people because I'm 80% great, 20% shit. To me, it's worth it, especially with, you know, these people here and people that I'm close to. And, you know, I'll do things to sort of help other people out. And that's amazing. But if it was 2080, I'll be sitting here going, fuck that, I'll never do another one. But that my experience is the way I set it up and the agreement that we all come, you know, ahead. I don't have to sit there and win every clutch. Like, I didn't get my 50%. Take the whole clutch, Chris. Hey, you know, take the best fucking animal, even though I get first pick. My, you know.
Well, not only that special clutch too. We were like, oh man, Billy, we want the females, and you're like, whatever, take them. I'll take the males.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
all of them. You're like, yeah, whatever, take them. All
You
right.
know? And it's like, you know what I mean? But the thing is, it's if I ever said, hey, let's do a breeding loan.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what I mean? And the thing is, if it was a shitty thing and, you know what I mean, I'm not going to lose a fucking friend or a great staff member or a great staff member / friend / business partner, whatever, because I'm not getting a dollar value on a fucking animal that I can fucking make or buy. Like, that's stupid. And that's what happens with here. Greed is fucking disgusting.
Oh, it's terrible.
It's gross. You know, it's a human, I guess, fault, but it's in all of us at some point. Or
I'll be honest with you. I'm really greedy because I keep all the good stuff.
well, yeah,
I don't sell it.
yeah. But the thing is you don't want to put yourself in a position that you're going to ruin either a friendship, a business partner, a friend, a breeder, a mentor, something, over a fucking dollar amount of an animal or something. Like, holy fuck, like. You know, think about it. There's so much more than money in this fucking hobby. And when people start realizing it and opening their eyes and seeing what you can gain in friendships, knowledge, support, community, you know, other amazing animals, building your collection, you know, once you fucking wake up and realize that there's more than money to this, your whole, it'll change you. And
Hey, some of the best sales, and they're not even sales, some of the best
transactions
done with these transactions are the ones I gave away.
Yeah,
I mean, I've given away thousands and thousands of dollars worth of animals over the years, and it never phases me. I don't care.
Yeah.
You know, but to see a smile on a child's face, or, you know, even a grown-up, to see a grown-up cry because you just gave them something, dude, it gives you more than any amount of money could ever give. You know, and I've done it over and over and over, and, you know, and I hate even putting that out there because now I'm going to have 100 people text me, I'll take free animals. But, you know, I mean, it is what it is. And you know, I talked Daniel into doing this a couple of years ago, and the look on his face when he done it to this particular person.
Oh, my God, Pilates?
So I told him, I said, is there any better feeling than what you just felt? And he goes, no, there's really not. I said, it's not all about the money, dude. I don't care about the money. When people come into my place and they're looking at animals, they say, hey, is this for sale? No, that's mine. You know, well, you can't keep everything. I said, yes, I can.
Yeah, you can.
You know, because it's mine. I don't have to make money doing this. This is my part-time gig, you know. And so if I don't want to sell it, I don't sell it. You know, I love the animals, and you know, eventually someday, you know, I'm not going to be able to take care of them all. But, you know, Justin has been a big help here, and eventually someday he's going to end up with whatever I have, you know. I mean, I'm just going to hand it down to him and go on. So at least I have somebody now that's going to take it over eventually.
Yeah, well, you're looking at these fucking guys here. This is the future of mutation creation.
Oh,
man.
my goodness.
Yep,
We're gonna
I know.
start breeding leopard geckos.
Yep.
Start breeding tigers.
People gonna come by in the facility. I'm either down burning in hell with my friends or
Oh, jeez.
on my sick bed, and I'm gonna get phone calls, and I'm gonna get whoever's sitting beside me to answer my phone. It's like, what is it? Yeah, nobody's at the facility. Oh, they'll be right back. They're taking a water break. Fucking
Hey, they're
guys.
playing Pac-Man. They can't answer the door
Yeah,
right now.
they're trying to beat the high score still when I'm in my deathbed. Yeah.
I think I could beat it by then.
Yeah, you're having a good try, But I'm gonna get better at it too, though.
I
Don't
have to
forget.
practice at home.
Yeah.
Hey,
So-
Austin's working on that 80-foot water bowl trick right now.
Oh,
He can't
yeah.
floor.
That's what all the exercising is for. Trick shots.
Exactly.
William Sanford.
Good trick shots the other night.
Oh, nice.
William Sanford. Another super chat. Go ahead.
Surround yourself with positive people and people who make you better.
1,000,000%.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yep. And you know what? And also be positive yourself, because if you don't have people that are positive around you, you don't need them to be positive. You can be positive by yourself, but it is easier. And when I came up, I didn't have people, or I could go on social media or have what you guys have at your resources. It was like, when you found somebody, it's like, oh my God, you like snakes? Holy Christ. It was like, fuck, like the sea parted and you could walk across.
Yeah.
It was like, wow. Because don't forget, we're talking, 25 years ago when I got my first snake. When I got into breeding was this is my 19th year. Jeez. So yeah, like 2002, 2001, around that era. And it was like, wow, tattoos, that was back then when you had a tattoo. It's like, oh my God, other people, when you were walking by, they would move away or across the other side of the road.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
You're the devil. You got tattoos.
Yeah. And then, it was like, you start saying, hey, yeah, what do you do? Oh, I have pet snakes. I'm breeding them. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah.
What the fuck? Like, did that ink go to your, into your bloodstream and fuck up your brain? Like, it was horrible.
I still get that.
Yeah. Well, look at you.
You don't even have tattoos. You don't even have tattoos, man.
I know. I don't even have tattoos, and
It's like, fuck, he's
you
probably
don't
growing
need
them up to eat them. Sick fuck. Like,
My favorite is when I go to meet somebody to make a sale, and they're like, "Oh yeah, that's what I expected you to look like." Like,
oh yeah.
whoa, hold on, what?
Yeah.
Hey, I got one for you. My mom told me, we were going to a reptile show one time. She goes, I want to go with you. I want to see all those freaky people.
What?
oh man,
I said, okay.
Yeah.
I said, get that.
She was shocked.
Oh, yes, she was.
Yep.
Hey, there's more suit and ties than freaky people, I promise you.
100%. Yep.
And it just blew her mind. She goes, I would have thought. I said, yes, you've stereotyped us just like everybody.
Correct. There's I've met all different types of all different nationalities and genders and weights and professionals and people of all different life standards and that's amazing. I mean, it's something that as a community, you don't have to have a standard or you have to be like this in order to have these animals. No, I mean it's incredible, and I love being a part of it.
It's when the pastor calls you and says, hey, I'm looking for such and such snake. And you're like, what? And, I mean, it's so cool, though, because everybody collects animals.
yeah.
And it doesn't matter what like you said. But when the pastor calls you, you're not expecting that one, But you check out his place, and he's got a nice collection going on. And it's pretty cool to see all the different people, doctors, lawyers, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's interesting.
Yeah.
Sure is.
But yeah, everybody thinks that the only people keep snakes are the tattooed freaky people, and I got news.
It's kind of true.
But there's a lot less of us than there is of the other, though.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, and I mean, what's great too? A big shout out to all the women that are getting into the industry.
Absolutely.
It's amazing, and I love the way that now if they got in 20 years ago, they would have got the shit like the men getting in were getting fucking kicked over. Mm-hmm. God knows what a woman would have had to deal with. Like I don't even want to think of it. Like what we had to, oh my God. But it's amazing now that a woman can go and say, hey, you know what? I like these. I can do this. I can, and they're not getting slack or I mean, there probably is a little bit. I mean, but not like you would have. I mean, there's always going to be some fucking idiot or a group of them that, you know, just have their opinions and it's just so bullshit. And it's great because, you know what, you keep going on, girls, and those opinions, you're going to see where you are and where they are. And believe me, you'll be further ahead than they ever will be. So just keep doing what you're doing. But I love seeing that and people open to help share and promote. And, I mean, I think it's amazing. And it's only, you know, done better for the community and for the industry as a whole.
Yep.
So
I got a question for you, Billy.
Yep.
All right, so you get a lot of flack on this. Why are you using damn scissors?
Why? I know, man. I mean, you know what? And you know what the funny thing is I've been doing this probably for 15 years. Okay, 15 years. I used to use razor blade, cut myself. I've cut a snake. I'm like, fuck this. I don't, you know. And I started using scissors, and I like big scissors. I mean, you see Chris doing it, like snip, 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 snip. Works for him, don't work for me. So, you know, you don't see me going, dude, use bigger scissors. I think I did once. You know, like, hey, why don't you try big scissors, big boy, or something on your live when Sierra was.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, just once. But it was more of a like, hey, you know what, you should do this or you should do that. But it's something where I just feel comfortable doing it. And you know what? The funny thing is getting shit and made fun of for 15 fucking years. Guess what? More people are doing it, and they're going, holy fuck, dude, I should have been doing this earlier. And it's to each their own. If people want to use a razor, cool. If you want to rip it open with your teeth, cool. Whatever you feel comfortable with doing. And I've never said you should use scissors, it's better. You should use big scissors, it's better. You shouldn't use razors. No, I've said, I like using this. I feel comfortable. This is what I'm doing. If you don't want to do it or you don't like it, don't fucking watch and don't do it. They're my eggs. I feel comfortable doing this, and that's what I believe in everything. You do what you feel is comfortable, what you know, like, and don't listen to what everybody else says. Because I've been sitting here for 15 years, you know. Fuck, look at some of my older videos. I still look at it. People go on and it's like, what the fuck? Oh my God, I almost had a heart attack when he cut the egg with scissors. You know what? All those fucking people don't know what the fuck they're talking about. So you know what? Don't give a shit. Yeah. You know what I give a shit about is how I feel when I'm doing it, and that's all that fucking matters. Okay? That's it.
I have people, they'll message me like, I almost had a heart attack. You almost cut that snake. And I was like, how can you tell where that snake is when I'm cutting eggs? I know where the snake's at.
Yeah.
You know, do I cut fast? Yeah, I do. You know, but those scissors do it for me. I don't do anything. I just stick it in there and they go. You know, but it's usually the same couple people every year with the first couple clutches I cut, and it's like, leave me alone. You know, if you don't want to see it, don't watch it. Period. You know.
Yeah.
I mean, Brian Gundy called me and he goes, dude, you cut 5 clutches in the time it took me to cut one. I said, what? Yeah. He said,
yeah, but you're I actually tell people to watch how you do. You just go like this and you're like, what the fuck? Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's crazy. Have you ever seen them?
Yeah, it's pretty fast.
Yeah, it's just like, you know, like sharpest scissors in the fucking Texas.
Yeah.
Well, so what happened was I got a pair of scissors stuck on my thumb. And so I had to cut them off. And so I went out and I was looking for scissors that would fit over my Barney Rubble thumbs. And that was the only pair I could find
that would fit.
They're Kershaws, and they're super sharp, you know. So the first time I cut eggs, I put the little snip in there, and I went to cut, and it just took off. And so I just adapted that way to cutting eggs, and I've done better at showing the eggs more, you know, but because I cut them so fast, I just boom, you're done.
I know. You know why? People don't know this. I'm gonna let a little secret out about you, Earl. You know why he cuts them so fast? Because in Texas, right, it's quickest to the draw. So, you know, back in the day, they used to have these tournaments, and Earl would be sitting there with his little fucking scissors in his little holster. Oh, man. And then the other guy over there would have his scissors or razor in his holster.
Oh, damn.
And they'd have the little eggs in front of them, and they'd be like, draw! And they go, and he's just the fucking fastest egg cutter slinger in the West. That's how it came, man. They don't have those tournaments anymore.
Yeah.
But it was pretty good, man. Like, he was a legend.
You just gave me an idea for a sticker.
There you go.
Yeah, having a little holster with the scissors, coming out.
That's amazing.
Yeah, and you have that noise. Ooh, how does that the westerns? You know the westerns.
Oh, yeah.
You know when they go about have that standoff, the draw.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, whatever. I don't know.
Something like
You know that fucking
Yeah,
noise,
it's
not the one
it's
I'm
like
making.
the whistle and like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, you got the Edward Scissorhand sticker. I'm gonna have the one with a quick draw, and that's funny. I'm gonna do
Yeah.
that. You gave me a good idea.
That's good, man. I'm glad. No, but I mean, you know, we'll go for another 10, 15 minutes, answer some questions, get out of here 10:30. The last question I have here, we already answered it, or you already did, from Robert Johnson. When will the LS Fire be available for me to buy? Hopefully this year, but get in line.
Hopefully soon, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be cool.
But Brian Gundy's Billy.
Yeah, it's funny when you get on the rants.
Yeah, I mean, I'm passionate about it. I believe in stuff. I say it, and I mean, like, I get overexcited trying to explain stuff. Like the funniest one was you and Tyler about the Discord thing. I mean, I can't help it, man.
He had no reason to be getting like excited, but he was so into it.
Yeah, just my blood.
It turned into a fight, even though there was nothing to fight about.
Yeah,
It's so funny.
I'm passionate about what I do and stuff, and I mean, it's I don't know. I'm a weird cat, but hey, I mean, I'm glad I'm me. I'm the way I am, and they get they're used to it now. So nothing that I can do can really faze them because they're like, "Hi, that's just fucking Billy." Yeah, I mean, who knows?
And sometimes now at the new facility, we're at the back, and you can still see like the door, and we just see like your arms just going like this. No audio, so it's great.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, it's still funny though.
But yeah, but no, I mean, it's always good to. I mean, we talk quite a bit. I mean, especially last year, we were talking at least once a month, and we lose track of time. It's like, holy fuck, it's 1 a.m. Oh shit, yeah. I got to go to bed, and you're like, oh, I'm just starting my day. Like, holy fuck, you're an animal.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, I'm glad to have you on here, and thanks for putting up with me earlier with the technical difficulties, and I'm glad I could have jammed and threw this in.
I'm the worst at technology. I'm technologically challenged.
Yeah, but we had fun yesterday. We got you running, we got you going. If you fuck this, it's got to be there. What the fuck,
When I downloaded the wrong thing to start with, so
Oh man.
Yeah, we got it. We got it figured out. You're here. This is awesome. We'll have a couple thousand people watch it. Over between now and the end of the week, and I hope they'll get to see, if they've heard of you, which I'm pretty sure they have, they get to see and hear from you and learn about stuff like Dark Wonder and the LSR Fire stuff you're doing. And we don't even realize it. There's a lot of stuff that we talk about and to us, it's just like common knowledge. But there's so many people out there listening and maybe even writing notes down like, oh my God, this stuff's gold. Us, it's like second nature. Like, we just... it's like breathing for us. We just know. And then other people are like, oh, my God, this is amazing. And I hope everything we do and say and our opinions and yours and stuff that you learn or hear on this, on this podcast and other people's podcasts, I hope you take that and it benefits you in some way so you don't have to make as many mistakes or learn faster than what we've had to.
Yeah.
And no, I mean, I think it's awesome.
We've made a lot of mistakes over the years, I mean, because like when I started out, I was kind of like you. I didn't have any real help, and then I found Brian Gundy.
Yeah, you met the master. Like, holy fuck.
Yeah, I mean he's he's something else, and having him in my corner, even though he's several thousand miles away, it was still a lot better than what I had here, Yeah. And I could always call him, and he is the reason why I've always put my phone number on the end of every video, because there's a lot of people out there that still to this day won't help somebody. I mean, I hear it all the time that they called somebody and he was real rude to them. They weren't going to buy an animal from him, so he's not going to talk to them. Dude, you can come to my place, look at animals all day long. If you don't buy an animal, okay, you don't buy an animal. I'm not going to kick you out the door because you're not going to buy one,
Yeah.
Because
and
at the end of the day, I may have taught you something, and if you liked what you saw, which, I mean, you're going to come back, you may not have had the money that you needed that day or whatever it may be, but, the biggest thing is I'm here to help teach the best I can. If I don't know the answer, there's somebody in this community that will, and I can call pretty much anybody and find an answer for you.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So basically,
I possibly can.
Bergman Reptile Room says, "Hey Earl, or if anyone can answer, is there still an active waiting list for the LSR fighter?" Damn
Yes,
straight.
If they will text me at, I'll give my phone number 817-213-7575. Text me your name, phone number, and email address. I'll put you on the list. I'm going in order. I'm not getting out of order. I don't care how much money you try to put in front of somebody else. It's going in order. I'll go down the list, but I will definitely put you on the list.
What's the number again? Because I might text
Yeah,
you.
it was so.
817-213-7575.
He spit that shit out as fucking fast as he cuts his damn eggs.
Yeah.
You messaging him?
No, no, no.
Oh.
Yeah, it does kind of fly off the tongue quick. I'm sorry.
Yeah. But no. And Scales from the Crypt. Good live. Thanks, Earl. Chad, carry on and go EAD.
Yeah.
That's the Chad. So, I'm glad that we were able to go through all the technical difficulties yesterday with you, today with me. Thanks for everybody that are still, that put up with us. And normally I have the intro going for about 15 minutes before 7. You guys chat and talk and do what you do, and then we come on. We got in, I think, today at 7:05. Nice and quick. But yeah, I'm gonna try to figure out why I couldn't bring anybody from Zoom on to the new platform through OBS. But I'm like, that's it. Started ripping cables out of the back and shoving them in the new one, and these guys are eating downstairs. I'm running down fucking.
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck's going on?
I'm like, what the fuck? I'm screaming. It was crazy, but we got up. I mean, pretty good at 5 after 7, and we got a great show. Almost, not almost, over 3 hours.
I gotta call you back. I gotta go. I gotta call you back. I gotta go.
Yeah. Yeah. How many times did I do that? Right.
Like 4 or 5 times.
Yeah. I mean, it was like. Oh,
last night it was me. I can't get into anything, and I was getting frustrated. I had 2 computers trying to get this going last night.
Yep, and the other one was really slow. I'm like, fuck it, Earl, we're gonna get the new one to work. Like you were lagging I'm like, fuck it, no, we're doing this. But no, I mean, it was awesome. I'm glad to have you. I'm sure we're gonna have you on again in the future. And it's I know a lot of people here learned a lot today. Like, I mean, I know that vanilla extract on the back of a hatchling. Never heard that in all my time. I mean, it's just, it's awesome. Little stuff like that, you pick up one little thing, it could change your whole life. I mean, it's just awesome. So it's pretty cool. But another thing, what we do is it's almost like a ritual now. Mm-hmm. So we have a guy named Chad from Richie's Recessive.
He has a weird hobby. Okay,
so at the end of every show, we try to get the host, as long as they want to, I'm not forcing you, to say, Chad, EAD.
Chad, EAD.
Beautiful. That's it. That's amazing.
Oh, man.
Elizabeth Lennon, she just super chatted. Go ahead.
Awesome way to spend my birthday. Thanks, guys.
Okay, here comes the whole flood of happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Elizabeth.
How old are you?
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
You never ask a woman how old she is.
Yeah, see? They're still young. They'll learn.
The first slap will be all it takes.
What?
Yeah, happy birthday. And thanks for spending it and listening to us. I mean, I appreciate that. Don't know why, but, thank you. They didn't come because of us. They come because of the chat. So fucking amazing. All those people in the chat. Yeah. It's like I almost want to fucking just hang these up and go for a water break myself, but I won't be drinking water. I'll be actually joining the chat and having, that's a monster, man. So it's awesome. Oh yeah.
Once all this crap's over and everything's open back up, we're gonna make it over there. So
yeah, and vice versa. We're definitely coming down. My very first trip will be to the UK. I was supposed to go in April. It was supposed to be my my second trip of the year in 2020. My first was, Colombia, which I went. And then, 3 weeks later, I was supposed to go to the UK and hang out there and go see everybody at the Doncaster show.
Gavin invited me right before all this hit, and we were looking into getting over there, and then all this hit and stopped that. So
it sucks.
I've got a trip going over there myself.
Cool. Well, maybe we should plan it. We'll go at the same time.
We need to go to Africa together.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd be into that. I don't know. I mean,
Why not?
Think about it. Going out there and catching the snakes in the wild. I think it'd be awesome.
I'd be down.
I don't know. I don't know what it is. Like, you like fucking sticking your hand in holes and pulling shit out. What the fuck, Earl? Like, what the fuck? Oh, that was not a ball python fucking hole.
Hey,
Oops.
let me ask you this. And it doesn't matter what kind of animal it was, as long as it's a ball python. You catch this thing in the wild, you box it up, you ship it back to your facility. I mean, how cool would that be to have one from Africa that you went over there and
Kill your entire collection.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
How cool? I don't know. No. I mean, I'd be taking it to the vet, panicuring this, fucking doing. I don't know. I mean, who knows? No, but I think it would be cool. Like, hey, this is where they came from. I actually grabbed one from the earth in there. But then guess what? We do a video on it, and everyone's like, I can't believe you've taken an animal out of it. You fucking carrying this, fucking wah that. Like, holy fuck. It's like, Jesus Christ. Like,
Yeah, and then they look like wild, and then they'd be freaking out because, they're so skinny. Yeah.
of course. You have to grab the good one and peel off the 12 dead ones to get the one that's still living. Like, these fucking people have no idea. Oh my God. Why do you cut your eggs? Well, I don't know. Here's the 400 here, and here's 150 that have pipped. The other ones are all dead. Fucking morons. Oh my God.
I've had that question several times, and the very first clutch I ever had, I let them pip on their own, and I had like 9 eggs and 3 died that never made it out of it. There was never any slits on the eggs, and so when I finally cut the eggs, it was too late. And so I cut all the eggs. It is what it is.
Yep.
I'm not going to say they can't get out on their own, but some of them can't.
Correct.
And I'm not going to say that I cut every single clutch early because we've been getting, hell, the other day, or the last clutch, I think, of the season, I opened the incubator and they're all in the tub out of the eggs. I forgot about them.
Yeah.
You get busy and it happens, but yeah, we're trying to let at least 1 or 2 pip, but I've had them go way late, and it's like, nah, we're not waiting any longer to cut these, and I've cut them early too. Don't get me wrong, I've noticed you're getting closer to dead on, with yours, and it doesn't matter.
Nope.
Your eggs, you can do them the way you want.
Yeah. So, but no, man, it was amazing to have you on here.
What's wrong with Chad?
Lots.
What's wrong with Chad?
Okay, what did I miss? What did Chad say?
Oh my God.
Already.
That one about Africa was kind of funny.
Yeah.
But then he said something about I don't even want to know.
Yeah.
Chad, just
Chad.
stop. Stop, please.
Yeah. Paul's gonna come in with some rock bombs. Boom. Storm incoming.
Yeah.
Oh no. Well, I don't want to. I hope I don't get any of these pictures, man.
My phone's blowing up over here.
Yeah.
Oh shit! Oh shit!
I just sent you a text.
Oh,
did you? Yeah.
I put you
No,
on the
that's
list
good.
too.
Yeah.
your OnlyFans?
No.
Sure.
No, but awesome having you on. I appreciate it, and
Holy crap, dude!
Oh man.
Yeah, you probably shouldn't have done that on this.
It doesn't matter.
well, no, I'm glad because the thing is that's way
It's
you know
a
what I
long
mean.
waiting list. It's
It's
good.
It's going to be longer now.
That's why I texted him like right away, and I put Billy and I.
Oh shit!
Like I need to do it right now.
See, you know what? Look at him. He's thinking. You know what? He's like,
should I?
damn. You know what?
Should I
I was
change my
actually going to
number?
put these out at a couple $1,000s a piece. All these motherfuckers. Fuck that. They're $5K now. God damn it.
25K.
And that's something else. I've never really tried to blow anything like that up.
Oh, you should talk to Chad. Had to, bro.
The thing about it is, I mean, people just don't get it, man. I mean, the animals are, they're worth what people will pay for them. That's it in a nutshell.
Yep.
But, I mean, the
I think-
LSR fire is a lot cleaner fire, and it is more money by far
Yep.
than anything else out there. But, if I don't sell them, I don't care because I'm going to breed them.
Yeah.
And that's just the way I feel,
Yeah, I think supply and demand from now on moving forward is going to be a big influence in pricing. I've noticed that over the last few years where animals would slowly go down in price, and then over the last two, they've actually, if not leveled off, they've actually even gone up in price. And I think that's
came up from last year.
Yeah, I mean, same here, and I think that the market's going that way, and the demand is versus the supply that is minimal. Is gonna wonder why these animals are, going up or staying at the price. Because back in the day, if I get this and I breed this in 3 years, everyone's gonna have it, and it's gonna be this and that. Yeah, but it's getting to the point now.
Not making that. That's the thing. If you go your own route, and people don't get this, if you take your own route, forget what everybody else is doing. Pick a road and travel it. Whether it's a dirt road or a highway, pick that road and go. And don't look back. Follow that project to the end and put everything you possibly can into it. And I guarantee you're going to start hitting stuff that nobody else has been around. Nobody else has touched at all.
Yep.
And people don't get that. Everything's already been done. No, it's not.
No, not even close.
There's not enough of us breeding these animals to make every single combo in the next 20 years.
Not only that, even some of the shit that's out there now that people want. I mean, I've got a waiting list for enhancer stuff. Probably, I don't even know a number. I mean, it's just to the point where I'm like, hey, you know what? Let me produce them first. Like, it's nuts. And combo pides and the stuff that's coming out.
Yeah.
Like, I get messages, hey, man, I know you're in the project. I'm like, I wish I made more. No, I don't have any for sale. That's just going to get bigger and better and more, and it's going to keep growing. I mean, we can never supply the demand. We really can, especially in, like you said, the better genes, the better combos. And moving forward, with social media and the way this community is coming together, there's so much more to offer than just buying snakes. There's so much more to look at and be a part of in this community and hobby, that more people are going to be attracted and look at the growth with, how we're doing things, and like Miguel bringing in a whole new genre of people for pets and athletes and what do you call it? Celebrities.
Yeah.
And it's just going to keep spreading and growing and growing. Well, fuck, we can't even fucking supply the demand over the last 20, 30 years. Well, how the fuck you think it's just going to automatically fill? I mean, people just don't get it. They think the short game and the long game. And I've been doing this for 18 years, and there's always been a market, and it's always been growing. And there is money in ball pythons. There's amazing things and friendships out of ball pythons in the community. There's so much positivity right now spreading in the community. And, opening a tub and seeing what you've made, you've bought, or what you can create. It's fucking endless, and it's amazing, So,
Absolutely.
But no, man, it's been a pleasure to have you on, my friend. It's definitely awesome. I can't wait for this COVID stuff to end, and you get out here and I get out there and stuff like that. And everybody in the chat, you guys are awesome, like always. Thanks for putting up with us. And yeah.
Have a good night. Happy Monday.
Yeah, happy Monday.
And don't forget to tune into the Aftercast.
The Aftercast.
We have no Tom tonight. He's dealing with a snowstorm.
Oh,
But
damn.
We got Max from Interstellar.
Oh, cool, Max, man.
Yeah.
Cool, buddy. That's cool. So, yeah, that's on his YouTube channel now, the Reptile Ward.
Yep.
And it's the MC Podcast Aftercast.
Yep.
And they'll be on there. And, awesome. So, thanks, everybody, once again. Thank you, Earl. Awesome. Thank you for showing us some of your animals and sharing some of your wisdom and just being real. I mean, just putting it out there and not hiding shit and giving us your opinion, especially on some of these two new genes that people may not know about, and especially your stand or what you feel right now in the 'cause it's almost like taboo in the Scaleless, the Scaleless project. Oh, but I mean, it's great that you've seen follicles in a female. I've heard that they've never found any. So that
I never saw them personally. I saw a video of them, and
you can see in a video. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think he's gonna lie to me. I mean,
No, makes sense. But I mean, that's one more, thing for positivity of this and knowing how they grow and stuff like that. I mean, I didn't even know that. I'm in the fucking project trying to make them, and I didn't even know it takes 5-6 years to grab the female. I mean, that's cool. But because of that, I'm going to sit there and do what I got to do.
I think that project, your best bet is making scaleless heads anyway.
Yep. Oh, yeah, me too.
Do it for the animals, and there's no doubt about that. The scaleless is not for everybody. I love them. I mean, I'm keeping every single one I make, so I've given a couple away. I haven't sold any, but I think they're cool.
Yeah, no, man, I appreciate it, man. I mean, everybody. I mean, they've already said awesome podcast, and they've already given you so much love. You're awesome, and that's great. I mean, you've inspired, touched, helped, been there for people, and it's good because you're positive, and just like Brian Gundy. Shit, I mean, I was expecting, I knew a lot of people, and I mean, everyone's like, oh, what a great guest. Oh, I love Brian. I mean, it had so much of that. And then he comes out and he fucking bombs us with these fucking stories. Yeah, legendary, man. Holy shit. What the fuck? Someone's going to come out here and say, oh, yeah, this happened to me. It's like, oh, cool. Fuck, that's nothing from what Brian does on a daily basis. Just fucking legendary. Oh, my God. We were all looking at each other like, oh, my God, what? It was so awesome, but I got to rewatch that podcast again.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, I watched it back. It was good.
It was good. I watched it twice myself.
Yeah. Oh, awesome. But no, man, I appreciate you coming on. Thank you, everybody in the chat. We're going to say good night. We will see you next Monday. Same channel, same time. Have a good one, my friend. We'll talk soon.
Yep.
And good night, everyone. Be safe.
Thank you for coming on.
Peace.
My channel. My channel. My content. My channel. My content. My channel. My content.